All right, I think. All right, I think I am straight. Yeah, just checking my camera. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Make sure I got all my other stuff together here. So what's going on, party people? I know we got to get woke up on in here, and okay, we got what we got. All right, so let me. All right, I think we are live. Yeah. All right. So tell me where you're from, folk. As you come into the room, where you're located at. All right. Click the like button. I got to change my banner. Got to change my color scheme up a little bit here. I'm going to go with blue since I'm in blue. And throw my blue logo up there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Get my banners running. All right. So I think we are good to go. So we'll see y'all. The people want to scroll on up in here tonight. See what we want to talk about and everything. So notifications should be going out. So hit the like button as you slide on up in here. And I gotta adjust that because I feel like I'm sinking. There we go. All right. There we go. Felt like I was scrunched down. All right. What is that by? Oh, shipping labels. All right. The FedEx stuff. Y'all know how I am. I don't like all that stuff behind me like that. All right. So, what's going on, party people? What are y'all up to tonight? Where are you coming from? I'm here in Virginia and just enjoying myself. What else we got going on here? So let me swing back over there. And ooh-wee. So hopefully y'all had a chance to look at the video I put up of me doing a closing today. Wanted to get y'all feedback on that. Let's see here. And right. Let me put that on pause there for a second. All right, yeah. So I had to do that thing again because of the. Oh man. Hold on, where we at? Where we at? All right. There we go. All righty. So let's see what we got here. Just trying to get all this stuff together. I've been ripping and running all day long. So, all right. So hit the like button, share, let everybody know we're up in here. So, because everybody been telling me they want to talk about loan docs. So let's do it. Let's have a little conversation and everything about loan documents and stuff. So let me put a little something on the gram because I told them I would do that. Okay. All right. So who we got up in the house, people? I see we got a couple of folk in here. So what we got going on? So let me do this here real quick. Let me record. Oops. All right, party people on the ground. We live on YouTube, so you get a chance, swing on over. Y'all want to talk about loan docs. So tonight we'll talk about loan docs, answer your questions, and help you to understand these loan documents. All right, see you in a second. Peace. All right, so let me post that on the ground real quick. Like, I'm not that good at this.
All right, party people on the ground.
This grand.
All right, party people.
All right. Live on YouTube. Come on over. All right. So what we got? Come on over. All right. All right. So who we got in the house, people? I see we got a few folk in here. So what y'all got going on? What's going on with y'all today? How's everything been? All of that good stuff, you know. How's your month been so far with the closings? This month's been so for me. I keep saying that, but then when I go back and I actually look, I end up having a lot of orders that I've actually did, because so many orders have been coming in and then they drop and then they come in. They get canceled, rescheduled. Like I had one for Monday, got canceled, but then I picked up another one, like an hour and a half after that, for the same exact time. So it's just sort of weird how all of that pans out and stuff. All right. All right. So are my notifications going out? Because YouTube been acting up lately and not sending out the notifications. So that's why I always ask y'all to hit the like button and everything, so that way the notifications will go out, because YouTube tends to not send them out and everything. So that's why I have to look at my own videos sometimes and hit the like button, so that way that can count and all that good stuff. So just want to let a couple of more people get on up in here, and just wanted to get some of y'all feedback from the video from earlier today. And just there we go. Get that. All right. Oh, where we at? Where we at? Now we gonna have a quiet for the Friday, and I'm gonna go to sleep and get me some rest, because I've been up a little excessively late night these last couple of weeks and everything. So I've been up late night to like sometimes 4 in the morning. And so it's starting to catch up with me, being up to 4 in the morning, doing stuff, researching, studying, all of that kind of stuff, practicing some things. So yeah, get a little tired after a while and stuff. Right. What's going on, party people? So, like I said, I'm here in Virginia, and so far looks like this month, I guess you could say I've had a pretty good. So I had 1, 2, 3 today, 4, 5, 6, and what was it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this week I've had 11, plus what I did last week. So 11, 12, 13, 14. So far this week, 14. And then I have another, I got one tomorrow. So you talking about 15. And the one tomorrow is just one document for $45. So, and I've looked at the document and it's one notarization, 2 signatures. That's it. Meet the guy at 10 o'clock, give him a copy, have him sign, do the ID, and then that's it. So a quick $45 should probably last maybe 10 minutes at the most. And you'll see orders like that come through from time to time, that it'll just come in and it'll just say one document. And a lot of people get caught up on the $45. They're like, oh man, $45. What you gonna have me do for? No, I don't know if it's worth that. And in this case, I mean, it's literally one document. I think 6 pages, 6 pages, and if I recall, two signatures, maybe three, but I know at least one notarization. And they've already talked to the guy about it. It has nothing to do with even a mortgage. It's just some other kind of non-mortgage paperwork, and he just signs it, and then I'm done. So I'll make $45 tomorrow, just showing up, having him sign. So that right there is gonna be an easy day and all of that. So and actually this weekend, other than that, I don't have really anything going on. So I'm just gonna try to take it easy. And then on Sunday, we got training with the YouTube channel members. So any of the YouTube channel members, we'll have training with them at 6:30 p.m. So if you're not a channel member, feel free to join. And you just click the join button, and then there's all kinds of extra videos and community posts and all kinds of stuff in there for you to talk about. I mean, it's not talk about. Well, you to view, and then if you got questions, all of that. So if you need document reviews, I do all of those. A lot of people have been asking for those lately, the members, because a lot of people are starting to get orders. And what's been going on, a lot of notaries are starting to drop out. Again, there's even more dropping out the business. So the signing companies and title companies are going to the next person in line. They're like, okay, we'll give this person a shot, we'll give that person a shot. And it's like, okay, wow, cool. So let me see here. Any questions? So I just want to find out what y'all got going on. Any questions? Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, yep, all of that straight. So when it comes to the loan documents, this is the thing that you have to keep in mind. First of all, it's always about what does your state law says. If your state law says you can communicate and say things about the documents as a notary, then you go for it. If there's restrictions on that, then you have to be mindful of that and not do those things. So today I did a closing. Let me share that with y'all real quick. I should have had y'all know how I do. I don't be having that stuff together right away. This stuff. Because as much as I try to plan for things, it never tends to work out like I want throughout the day. So this is a video I did talking about the loan docs. And I did a closing today. Everything went well with it. It was 89 pages and got done in about 40 minutes. So as you look at this video, you'll see there was certain points in times where he needed to read the documents. He had questions. Now, one of the questions that you have to avoid is when they start talking about interest rates. So he started, making some comments about interest rates, and I just sort of nodded my head, didn't chime in, didn't give him any feedback, didn't say anything because we're not supposed to. So as you saw through the video, basically, I just told him what the title was, and yeah, I gave him a brief summary. But normally, a lot of the clients I come across, they don't even want that or need that because they've actually already read the documents. And what y'all couldn't hear off camera from him was that basically they had only showed him the closing disclosure. That's it, the PDF for the closing disclosure, and they hadn't shown him anything else. But he was a very, smart guy, so it didn't take him but just a few glances at the document to feel like, oh, okay, this is what this is all about. So here's the thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to sharing the documents or trying to talk about the documents. And I've said this before in the past when it comes to new notaries, is that you're new with this and you got so much going through your mind that it's like, do I really need to say something, or what can I say about the documents? And you've been hyped up and amped up about doing the closing. What up, man? About doing the closings and saying something about the documents, because a lot of people are making us feel as if this is the most important thing. Of I know, man, it's been quiet. Yeah, it's only 4 people. Hey, you know me, I still roll with it and stuff. I guess they'll catch it on the replay. But yeah, and it's interesting because so many people always talk to me about they want to talk loan docs, and okay, let's talk about loan docs. Maybe they'll slide on at 9:30 because normally I've been coming on at 9:30, but I tried to get on a little earlier tonight. But the main thing is, and I probably have to rehash this if people hop on. But the main thing is, if you got a lot going through your head, you could get overwhelmed. And everybody, I keep saying everybody, a lot of people make it as if the most important thing there is for the notary to do at the closing is to try to explain the documents, to say something. They out notarizing. Cool. And I hope they are. I hope they are. What's going on now, lady? Dream, dream. Okay, that's all. You know me, I be messing folk names up. But the main thing is you got to focus on, you know what? Hold on. Y'all know me. Ah, all right, there we go. Seeing that FedEx in the background was bugging me. But the main thing is, you got to be able to do your job as a notary. And I'm fine with you learning all that you can about the business, but what is it that you're actually supposed to do? And what's happening is that a lot of new notaries, and some of y'all, it might be fit for those of you who are watching, but a lot of new notaries have gotten stuck on like, I can't go out until I feel comfortable saying something about the documents. That was never the case for me. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, let me make sure I notarize and stamp this thing right. And once I understood how to do that, then I was ready to rock and roll because I understood that there wasn't a whole lot. Yeah. You know, and that was just like it for me. I was like, okay, once I understood how to stamp, where to stamp, what my part was, I was ready, I was good to go. Because from the beginning, I was told not to say too much about the documents because I didn't know anything. Now I've learned more about it over the years. But even today, if you look at that video, you'll see that I came across about 3 documents that I really didn't know what to say about them because I had never seen them before. And this is something that I get concerned about when it comes to new notaries, that y'all will come across something and y'all like, well, I don't even know what to say here. And then you start crashing and burning and you quit the business or just give up on that closing. And that has actually happened to some notaries, that they actually gave up. They're like, okay, you know what, I'm done. I don't know what to say about this because it's not in my script. The trainer never said anything about it. So I can't do this. And that's not the right attitude to take. You need to have the mindset of, I'm gonna do my notarizations, come in, do those, and that's it. If you get caught up in anything else, that's going to be a problem. So, like, where is it? Need to put that over here. So, what? Now, there's one document that always bugs people from time to time. And let me show y'all this here. So this here is let me hit the comment thing. So this here is title insurance document. Now, most notaries don't really know what to say about this because depending on the state you're in, it will be different. Okay. And or the state that's coming from, it'll be different. So the question then becomes, how do you summarize this? What is it that you're going to say to summarize that this is title insurance? Because one of the first questions that they're going to ask you is, how much does it cost? And the thing is, there's nowhere in here where it talks about how much it costs. Now, in most cases, it's referenced on the closing disclosure or the alter statement. And most of the time, it's called owner's title insurance. Sometimes, and then there's been times where I have not seen it on there. So what is it that you're going to say about this document? Now, here's the thing. This is, and I'm showing y'all this for a reason. If you pay very close attention to this document from top to bottom, okay, there's something wrong with this document. There's something wrong with it. And y'all tell me what it is. There's something wrong with it. Let me scroll up and down again. Okay, you don't necessarily need, I'll zoom in a little here. Let's see. 125. So the question is, what is wrong with this document? There's something that's not right with it. Okay. Can anybody tell me what they see that is not right with this document? Because this is it's a major thing that's not right with this document. I'm gonna just scroll up and down slowly. Y'all take a look at it and just tell me what you see that is wrong. And it is wrong. Something is wrong with this document. There's something wrong with the document that just messes the whole thing up. No takers? All right. The issue is that, where's my pen? The notarial area. There is no venue, state of, county of. And see, this is where the problem comes in at. Right, no venue. So you're missing the venue. Now, most people are getting caught up in trying to figure all of this stuff out, but there's no venue. Now, even more so for Virginia, this isn't the correct verbiage that we have for our affidavits. On our affidavits, we have subscribed and sworn. So that's what's missing. So I either write in subscribed, the word subscribed, and so then sworn. So in other words, it will be like, what is this here? Cursive. I don't know. Oh. So for me, so basically, what would uh, subscribe and so be subscribed and sworn? Yeah, no, there wasn't. No, there's no venue at the top. There's nothing at the top. So for the venue, there's nothing. No venue, anything on this here whatsoever. So as a notary, if you miss this, that's not properly notarized. So if you miss this, that means you don't have for me subscribed and sworn, and then all I would do down at the bottom is write in, state of, Virginia, then county of, and I'll just put Norfolk. So you still got to put that on there. You have to add in your venue. Now, depending on your state law may say your venue has to be at the top, has to be, your venue has to be up here before the notarial statement or at the beginning part of the notarial statement. I mean, and if that's the case, then you're going to have to add in an all purpose acknowledgement. You add in one of those in place of this because one, for me, it doesn't have the right verbiage. So therefore, I would add in an all-purpose acknowledgement to make sure that it's correct. If you don't do that, and somewhere along the line somebody finds out or they question it, that's where trouble starts at. Okay, that's where a lot of trouble start at. So with the video that I did today, my main goal was to give y'all an idea of what a signing could be like, as well as you know, the conversation that's going on between me and the signer. You'll see that I was just chit-chatting with him. There was a time where he just wanted to talk and just express some things. and I sat there and listened to them. Didn't rush them, didn't make them feel bad about having a conversation with me or any of that. Then, and I made sure that I did all of my part correctly, swore him in, did his IDs, all of that. And that's pretty much it. Because here's the thing: if you feel that you would get overwhelmed in doing a closing the way I did it today in that video, the question then becomes, how are you going to handle having a stack of papers to go thumbing through, especially when the stack that you have is in a particular order and it doesn't match with the document stack? So your brief description of the signature affidavit might be at the end of your stack, but it's in the first third of the loan docs. So now you got to go to the back, you got to flip to the front, go to the middle, all of that, trying to find the proper one. And then what's happening is that a lot of people are trying to memorize those scripts, and they're getting stuck on that, and then they can't do the notarizations. So these are things that's going on. And when I'm talking to title companies, and see, this is the crazy part, because I know y'all are with people that say, well, yeah, we talked to the title company, and the title company says this is what they want. But that's not what I'm hearing. When I'm talking to title company, they're like, we want to know that you know how to do your job. We want to know that you got like 20 or 30 notarizations that's error free. We want to know that you are flexible in your time. We want to know how available, your basically your availability. We want to know that we can depend on you. You see what I'm saying? That's what they want to know. And that's what's not happening. And I talked to two title companies this week, and basically they both were saying that they don't like to walk in people walking into their office soliciting work. They don't like that. They said that's not what we're about. They don't buy into the, hey, let me give you some gifts, some food or some gift cards. They said they don't go for the, you take me out to lunch thing. They said, nope, we're not doing that. So basically, they're like, we have a system that we go to get notaries, and either you're in that system or you're not. If you're in that system and we pick you, then we just hope that you will do it correctly and there won't be any issues. That's where it's at. But most of the signing company owners that I've talked to, whether here or in other places, and even in California, have basically said they're not really down with the constant barrage of phone calls asking them to make you preferred. I want you to make me preferred. How do I get on your preferred list? And they're like, well, just do the work when we assign it to you. Well, you haven't assigned it to me. Well, one day we will. And when we do, but don't put all your eggs in our basket. Just go out here and work and do the best you can. Now, feel free to drop in there any questions that you have now. If y'all don't have no question, then this can be an early night Fritter Friday, and I can go sit down and chill with Mrs. G and all that good stuff. Um, so did anybody look? I know Q said he looked at about 15 minutes of the video. He's been busy. So if you looked at the video, what was your take on it? If you have, even for the people on the replay, what was your take in looking at the video that I did of me doing a closing? Did I do something wrong? Did I do something right? Was it sort of questionable? Did it open your eyes up to anything? I mean, it could be a whole plethora of stuff. Um, for me, you know, it just shows that you never know what situation you might get into. Come to find out that the lady's name was spelled wrong. So I think they got that all straight. I believe they did. Hopefully they did. So you have all these kind of problems, and it was just they added an extra I in her name. I wouldn't have known that because I wasn't signing with her and her name wasn't in there. I knew. All right. So now I see you knew. What questions do you have? Because if you got questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask questions. And let me put my Google Voice number up there, because sometimes people don't like asking questions, you know, publicly and all of that. So that's my Google Voice number. And if you want to ask a question, feel free to text it to me and I'll answer it here. Because part of the learning is actually asking questions in there. And for me, honestly, I truly mean it. There's no dumb question. You know, just ask the question because this is about helping people to learn and to grow. And so what are thoughts on the need to be fluent in another language in order to notarize documents that are contained in the documents when what's contained in the document doesn't pertain to? Now, from my understanding, always we don't have to speak that language. We just have to do our part, which is verify the identity of the person, and that's it. You know, yeah. Now you would need to make sure you understand the language, the notarial language, if it's in a different language. However, you can use your own. From my understanding, you can use your own certificate if something's in Spanish. You know, it's like, well, I don't understand that. I don't know what that's saying, but I know what my notarial certificate is saying, so I'm gonna use that. Um, and I know the NNA has said that on several occasions, and I forgot who else. I don't know if it was Laura Brewer, might have been her, but um, fortunately, I have not had that situation where I'm with them with understanding enough of the language to know. I think it would help. I think it can help. You know, it can really help you. But then on the other side, you have the situation where if you had a notary buddy, as they like to call it, then you can have the notary buddy come in and say, hey, can you help me with this here? And especially if it's somebody trusted, then that could also help you out tremendously and stuff. So, Dreams, how long you been in the business? How long you been in the business, Miss Dreams? And stuff. And you're right, that would enable you to market yourself even better. You're right. You're doing loan signings for the state that you're commissioned in. So you can't be commissioned in one state and then just go over to another state and do it. You have to be commissioned in that state. So you basically follow the rules of that state. So, like people that live in Northern Virginia, I'm in Southern Virginia. So, up there in the Northern Virginia, a lot of people are licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. So, when you go to DC, you have to do it the way DC says. When you go to in Virginia or Maryland, you have to do it. There's people in New Jersey area, I think in Delaware, I mean in Philadelphia, who are commissioned also in New Jersey, as well as in Delaware. And you always have to do it based off of the way the state says in your area. Hold on, let me turn this fan off. Woo, that fan was just a little too cold there. A little too cold. But yeah, so yeah. So you always follow what your state says. Um and you say, I remember you spoke on an order you did for Florida. Yeah. So while I'm in Florida now, if you're talking about physically going to another state, you can't just physically go. But if I'm in Virginia, I'm gonna do it in accordance with Virginia, um, with in accordance with Virginia laws. Now the thing is with Florida, Florida's a big one. Oh snap! I gotta show y'all something too. I'm glad you said that, lady. I gotta show y'all something on Florida. Um, I gotta see if I can how to show you. So with Florida, it's about the witnesses. They have witnesses for the deed and all of that stuff. And all right, let me copy this. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, I meant this is the main thing I wanted to get together for y'all. 'Cause I just got some info today, and right, Um, yeah. So for Florida, as long as what they ask us to do doesn't. Oh, hold on. Signing just came in. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yes. All I saw was 125 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So I said yes to it. I don't know if I need witnesses or what. Um, okay. Yeah. And see, this is another thing, y'all. Orders be coming in all times of day. You got to have your phones, all of that. I'm serious. Orders will be coming in at any point in time. I don't think, yeah, I don't have I ever done one for them? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Now, one of the things that you can do, so like I don't think I've done one for them. So I got their info right here. So all I'm gonna do now is screenshot it so that way I have their info in case I need to contact them directly and everything. So hopefully I'll get assigned it. Um, but yeah, Florida doesn't, yeah, depending on Florida, depending on the state. So like Florida wants witnesses, but in Georgia, hold on, in Georgia, you can't be a witness. Um, hold on. I know y'all, I'm all over the place tonight, but we'll be all right. Mm-mm-mm. Hold on. Here it is. All right, here's the best way. All right. So this is on Sunshine. I just put this in the link. So Sunshine, this here talking about witness states. I say most states don't require witnessing on deed of mortgage. However, there are a few notary witness states which can trip people up. So don't let yourself get stuck. All right, I just got to sign that order for tomorrow. So since this is coming out, even though this is coming out at this time, I'm going to call the gentleman and confirm the order. So y'all hold tight with me while I confirm this order. Not going to wait till tomorrow morning. Uh, all right, his voicemail is full. His voicemail is full. So I'll set up. I'll send him a text. So I'm gonna let them know that it was full. So voicemail full. Send text. All right. All right. So we'll get him together. So yeah, Florida requires two witnesses. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, Raquel, Rachel, Rachel. A lot of people always say it this way. One can be the notary. That's not so in every state. So as we see here, let's zoom in on this a little bit more. It says two witnesses, and it cannot be the notary, and it cannot be the notary. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the signing companies will say, "Oh, yeah, Florida requires two witnesses, one can be the notary," as if that's normal and like that is law for your state. That is not law for your state. It clearly says, so it says Connecticut, one can be the notary, Florida, one can be the notary. And then here's the kicker: it says mortgages, not on mortgages, unless the lender requires it. You know, and that's been the Achilles heel for me, is that some companies will be like, yeah, people's like, yeah, the signing company be like, yeah, you need to have witnesses. And I'm like, but this is a mortgage. Well, just have them anyway. I'm like, are you sure? Because they're not required. And that was what they told me today. It says here, when I asked them about having a witness for an order that I did this afternoon, it said, per escrow, good morning, only the mortgage, if the notary can notarize and also sign as one witness, that is all that is needed. No second witness needed unless there's one available. In the state of Florida, witnesses aren't required anymore for mortgages. However, some lenders still have witness lines on their mortgages. So if only one witness is available, which would be the notary, that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with any of that except Georgia and Louisiana. You see what I'm saying? So this is where it's important, to understand what can be going on in per whoever state. So you got to listen, because the signing companies will always say one can be the notary, as if no matter what you think, you can be. And that's not true, because I had a signer call me, I mean, a notary called me up. Hold on one second. Hold on. Must be the signing company. Hey, Griffin Notary, how can I help you this evening? Oh yeah, yeah, I'm the notary to meet with you tomorrow. Yeah, they got in touch with me. So they said you're up there off of Hampton Boulevard. Okay, they're on the base or off the base? Okay, so if you want, we can meet over there at the Navy Exchange in Norfolk. Yeah, because I don't, let me see, because based off of your address, unless you have another spot where you would like to meet up at. Okay. Ah, okay. Well, now you also got the Navy Lodge, which looks like it's across from you. Yeah, so we'll meet at the Navy Lodge in the lobby there, because I was over there last weekend doing a closing for another military person. So we can meet in the Navy Lodge in the lobby there. Yes, sir. See you then. Thank you. All right. All right. Boom. Simple as that. So he's confirmed. So let them know that the order is confirmed. Um, yeah, put his name in there, and we are confirmed. All right. And then add this to my calendar, so that I don't forget. So see, tomorrow I was just gonna chill, but buck 25, chill time is over. It's time to get go out here and make that money. So as you see here at 9:52 at night, orders coming in. Orders are coming in. You just, all I can say is, when they get the documents ready, they get the documents ready. And then they're like, okay, we need a notary. We got to get this done tomorrow. Okay, cool. I will go out there, get it done. And this is why it's important to have your profile written in a nice way that tells them, hey, I'm available. I take care of you. I know what I'm doing. not all of the, I used to be a Sears and Roebuck, manager, and I used to be, a Kmart lead and was in charge of the blue light specials. They don't need to know all of that. What they want to know is, can you do the job? And that's why I stress so much to new notaries. The most important thing is to get your notarization straight, to understand your state laws, to understand whether or not you're supposed to notarize a person's signature when you don't have proper ID. Like Amy from Cyberizer says, in Ohio, they can use an ID that's 5 years expired. In other states, you can't. So if you have somebody that's coming from Ohio to your state saying, I got this ID and it's expired, in your state, i.e., mine, Virginia, I can't use expired ID. So they got to have that. And then if they don't have credible witnesses to verify who they are, that I can see their physical ID, then how I'm going to do this signing. This is why it's important for you to know that while everybody's trying to teach you about sharing the documents and what to say about the documents, do you understand what to do when you have somebody named Jane Jones, aka Jane Smith? And she hasn't been Jane Jones. She's now Jane Smith, but her deed was done in Jane Jones. And Jane Jones she ain't been Jane Jones in 15, 20 years. So she doesn't have any ID that's valid per your state law, so that you can say, I saw this ID and it's verified that she is also known as Jane Jones. You can't notarize that signature. Now, she can sign Jane Jones, aka Jane Smith, but in the notarial section, you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that at all. And this is the area that y'all aren't being taught in. So while everybody is running around, hopping in Zooms and all of that kind of stuff, and I know y'all want to do all the mock signings, and I'm not against mock signings, but at the end of the day, if the mock signing, and I'm giving you trainers out there, hint, hint, if the mock signing doesn't have stuff in there, like my mock signings that I was doing, past tense, that I was doing, I had things in there that trip people up, names misspelled, AKAs, all of that. What are you going to do with it? How do you handle that? These are things that you actually have to practice. That's the aspect that many notaries aren't being taught. And everybody's worrying about what they're going to say about the documents, acting like they Vanna White and Kiki Shepard, doing all of this. Here's the document, and you don't know how to do your job because your grade is centered around, and you said no venue. Correct. No venue was in that one. Your grade is centered on how well you do your notarization. Because let's be real, as I keep telling y'all, had I not done the video, nobody would have known what I said about those documents. Because guess what? In my last closing, I had 3 today. My last one, I was done with that one in 12 minutes. Now it was only 40 some pages, but the reason why I was done in 12 minutes was because the guy didn't want to hear nothing out my mouth. He was just wanting to sign. He was tired. He had been working all day. Young guy. He was just excited that he got the house. He already looked up the documents over, and he was like, shh, in 12 minutes, we was done. 12. I got there. Me and he came down. I met him at 2. At 12 after, we was done sooner because I was actually packing up. And when I looked at my watch, my phone, I saw like, oh, okay, man, 12 minutes. We was done. That's everything start to finish. So in other words, what you saw me do with the guy today that took 40 minutes, I actually did that in 12. And yes, it was less pages, but I still got it done in 12. You see what I'm saying? So you said it makes sense. Yeah. So this is why. So I keep my phones with me all the time. At any point in time, an order can come in, order can come in, order can come in. I've been up at 1 a.m, order done came in. And especially when you're dealing with military, they not for all of this here yappity yap stuff out of your mouth. They like, especially they're real astute. They're like, I done looked at the documents. I just need to know where to sign. Right there where your name is at. and you out. So I'm meeting him at 1. So let's just do some basic math. 125 plus. So tomorrow, right now, as it stands, $170 I'm gonna make. 45 for that one document that I'm doing at 10 tomorrow morning. And then at 1 o'clock, I'm gonna meet this guy and do that one for 125. And that money came in within the last 3 hours. Within the last 3 hours, I got assigned to 2 orders to make $170. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't have 170 if I didn't take the 45. See, everybody might look at, wow, you made 170 because you took the 125. I Because the 45 came before the 125. And had I turned my nose up at the 45, I wouldn't be there. So now, guess what? Guess what? Now my minimum that I like to make is 300. So now I'm 130 y'all. Let's just say all of a sudden an order comes in for 150, for 125, or something to that effect. And then just imagine if an order comes in for 125 or one, and then I get a couple of house inspections. Right now I don't have any, but what if this some did? Then all of a sudden I went from having no money coming in tomorrow to almost 300 or more. This is how business works. But y'all sitting up here worrying about sitting in everybody's Zoom trying to learn stuff that you probably really don't need to be worrying about learning. And you need to make sure you understand your state laws, and you need to be ready to go when the time comes. Because if after all of this training you've taken, you're not ready, you're still sitting around scared and nervous and iffy, then what was the purpose of the training? It didn't do anything for your confidence. So as you see, I'm showing y'all. That's why I don't like turn stuff off and all of that. I have my phones because I want y'all to see this is how the notary business runs. And see, a lot of the people out there who are teaching you, and there's nothing wrong with them teaching you, but they aren't doing what I'm doing. They're not out here boots on the ground. And there's nothing wrong with that because they moved up. But at the same time, you're here and you can't get caught up into where they're at. You gotta keep your boots on the ground. You gotta first put your boots on the ground, because some of y'all ain't even putting your boots on. Y'all are just still sitting back chilling and everything. Didn't get an alert. Yeah, I know, man. I know the alerts, yeah, the alerts didn't go out for some reason today. They might be mad at me because of that video I put up, we had the copyright strike in it. Wasn't even a copyright strike, it was just a warning. And so they might be mad at me about that. YouTube, I don't know. It's so say, hey, girl, thank you so much for guiding us. So many notaries, guiding so many, probably saying many notaries. All right, love from Vegas. Good to hear from you. And then it says a lot of orders on signing off for fraud have been, yeah, for early weekdays. Unfortunately, I'm hoping to get more in the week. Yeah. And see, this is the thing, because a, a lot of people right now came into this business, and they want, and that's why I need y'all to hit the like button, because if you hit the like button, that'll help YouTube send the notifications out. So hit the like button, please. Thank y'all very much. Thank you very much. Um, and then I thought also sometimes when y'all do comments, sometimes that generates stuff for YouTube. So if you got a question or what have you, throw it in the chat. But yeah, a lot of the orders have been, during the day when y'all are working and y'all not in a position to go take these orders. So you're doing, you done got in this business, but you can only do it quarter time or even or maybe part time. What is quarter time versus part time? I actually don't know. I don't know what that would represent. I would say full time would be maybe 12 signings a week. Part time, 6, 7. Quarter times, 2 or 3, something like that. But the problem is the time in which they want the orders done is when you're working. That's where it gets hard. And I mean, at point first, there was no orders this weekend, nothing for this weekend. Then all of a sudden, bam, two popped up. So this is why I keep my phone, everything with me, ready to rock and roll all day, every day. I'm telling you, because even early tonight, I walked into the garage to do a quick video on my Instagram. I walked back in there, order came in, I missed it. I'm like, and I thought I had the phone with me and I forgot to take it in there because I got two phones. I got two. So that's what you got to do, y'all. You got to keep your phones with you or that phone with you, that one phone or whatever you have, so that at any point in time, and yes, when you go into le toilette, you're taking a shower, have your towel to dry your hand off, have your volume up, have it on a somewhere. I'm telling you, you got to keep. I'm telling you, when you're doing this full time, you got to keep your phone with you. And then it said, "May I ask if you don't mind what signing service was that one I gave you to?" I will say this here. I don't like to say the company's name out loud. It was on signing order, and the reason why, and my put my number in there. If you hit me up, and I'll put my number in here again. 79. I think earlier I put my bag on. I think I put my number in there wrong. I did. I'm sorry, y'all. I put my number in there wrong earlier. Oh man. It's 797. If y'all been texting me, my bad. There it is. That's the number. I don't know why I put 979. My bad, y'all. It just dawned on me. It just dawned on me. That I put my number in there wrong. I put my number in there wrong. So, but the reason why I don't put it out is because there are some people out here that when they hear, and okay, let me just be real with y'all. There are some people because they spent some time and some money to get in this business, they are a little on the desperate side, and they've been trained that every time you hear the name of a signing company, you call them and inundate them and you bug them until they give you an order. You know, like the lady with the unjust judge in the Bible, she kept bugging him until he said, "Okay, here, let me." They don't like that, and what I don't want to happen is I tell you the name publicly, and somebody publicly goes and bugs them to death, or to delete or whatever. My bad, YouTube. They're supposed to say death. Oh, said it again. My bad. But you know what I'm saying? So I have to be careful of that because I've heard stories where, oh, that's the signing company, and then they're bombarding them. So it is a signing company on SnapDocs. On signing order, and I don't know where this company is out of. Really don't. I would have to look at my screenshot. Nope, I don't know. It doesn't say. All I can say is they got an area code of 310. That's the best I can tell you. So wherever area code 310 is at, that's where they from. Um, and see, this is the thing. That company might that might be their only signing that they have in the area because they may not normally get orders over here. So that's why it's like I keep telling y'all when it comes in, boom, you got to take it. You just said, "Oh, I actually seen a YouTube video encouraging that. Thank you. I'm glad you told me because I don't want to give the yeah." I'm telling y'all, they are not these companies. They are not cool with you bugging them. Okay, let's think of it this way. I call you while you're working trying to get work done, and I call you as a stranger. You don't know me. Yes, I'm a notary, but you don't know me. You haven't done any work with me. I haven't done any work with you. And I'm asking you to make me a preferred notary, meaning you preferred notary means you select me above everybody else. Now, I did that to you, then Dreams did that to you, Desert did it, Caprentice did it, Walter did it, Nikki did it. Rochelle did it. Dream Goat calls back again. Q does it. All these people calling those folks saying, make me preferred. You got 15, 20 people saying, what? Make me preferred. How do I make all of y'all preferred? Because that means you want me to give you the order before anybody else. How do I supposed to do that? Why am I'm supposed to select you over, and you haven't done anything for me. You haven't. So, and then your profile is weak. It doesn't really communicate anything. Why do I give, just because you called me, or because you want to give me some donuts, or you want to take me out to lunch, and now I feel obligated to give you something, and that's the scheme. And to me, it's a scheme. That's what the scheme is that they're teaching you, is how to make somebody feel obligated to give you work when you really haven't deserved it or earned it. You don't deserve it, and you haven't earned it. And you are trying to find a way to make that person feel obligated to give you work that you really haven't done anything to convince them that they should. You're taking the power away from them. They're supposed to have the power, not to rule over us, but the power to decide how they want to run their business. And you're saying, screw all of that. I gave you some donuts and you need to give me an order. You got to come on, you got to give me something. Come on, give me something here. And that is not the way this business is supposed to be ran. It's not. You see what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be done that way. And that's what's actually happening. You see what I'm saying? So now, can it be that way? Yeah. But when you got 20 people a day, or even just 15 people a week calling you, bugging you about being preferred, and then when you finally give them a call, they're like, well, I need more money. Wait a minute. I need you to do this. Or, yeah, but I need more money. 125 ain't enough. The 45 that you paying Griff, nah, I don't play that game. No, you don't. No, you don't hand me no $45. No, that $45 order, I'm gonna do it for 120. It's only one document, three signatures. One of them's getting order. I said 120. See, this is the mindset that a lot of people have, and you can't roll up in there like that. This is what's going on, and then you mess up the notarizations. So I don't know how many people looked at the video. You get a chance. Let me put the link to the video in the chat so y'all can look it up. Phone closing. Any other questions or concerns about the business, about what you've heard? Even if you've heard something, and you don't have to say the people's name, okay? You ain't got to say anybody's name. You got to say, hey, this person told me. There's a book from Bob Berg where he says it should be about you first. It should be about how you can serve and what problems you solve. Right. And that's one of the things that I always say, people pay you for the problems you solve, not the ones you create. And I guess you say it says you should be, or it should not be about you first. But it's about you showing that you can take care of them. You got their best interest at heart. That goes with a lot longer, or way farther than here's some donuts and here's a lunch. Says if you are seeking giving these goodies just because you want to get signed, it's not good for you long term. Right. A lot of us are too lazy to build relationships. That's what it boils down to. Now, can a lunch eventually come up? Yes. A lunch can come about. A lunch can come about, but it's really about you. As notaries, we serve, right? It shouldn't be about you first, right? That's what I figured. It shouldn't be about you first. It should be about them. And here's the thing. this whole notary business, a lot of the folk have make you think that it's all about you. This is why I don't subscribe to this thought of get paid what you're worth. See, when you start talking that way, now it's all about you. It's all about what you're going to get. You're saying I'm worth more. I no, I'm worth this. I'm worth that. But here's the problem: in your W-2, you don't talk that way. And y'all have heard me say this before. What's going on, Dark Moon? Dark Room Moon, Dark Room Media. I keep saying Moon on Dark Room Media 007. Y'all, they are making you to make this business about you. The reason why I do so well, and there are companies out there that probably don't like me. They hear me talk online and say the thing that I say. But it's really to try to push people to be better, to push people to move forward in this business and get better at serving, because it's about serving. Now, some of the signing companies aren't good at serving. They're just about trying to make the money. Title companies, they're just trying to make the money. But I can't control what they do, but I can control what I do. And when I do my closings, I look to serve people. I look to be there for them. I've been there, gone to a person's house, and as I'm walking up there, they're bringing groceries in, and I help them with the groceries. See, that's the kind of stuff that doesn't get told. That's the kind of stuff that's not in my closeout report. I've gone there and I've actually, done signings, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize my wife was supposed to be here. She's across town. She's over in around, down the street or whatever." No problem. I go to her. See, that's the kind of stuff that's not in the closing. And trying to tell the signing company, "Hey, I did this." A lot of signing companies like, okay, yeah, yeah. Did you get it done? Yeah, okay, that's all they care about. They don't care about the logistics that you went through to get it done. Now, who will care about it is the loan officer. Who will care about it after the loan is the is the title company. But when they talk to that lender, your signers talk to that lender, and the lender say, "How did everything go?" "Hey, look, I forgot that Bethany was supposed to be here, and she was on the other side of the town. What? So everything? No, no, no. We got it all done, Fred. The notary was great. He said no problem. He got up and went and took care of her and did everything and all of that. Oh, he did? Yeah. That's who you want to really know that you did well. Because if the lender wants you, let a title company or a signing company say no to the lender when the lender knows that you get the job done. The lender knows they can depend on you. When the lender sees the documents and everything's executed properly, see, the signing company's not looking at the documents. They glance at it and see that, okay, you stamped it. But the title company and really the lender, they're like, okay, we want to make sure this thing is done right. And so when the lender is happy with you, not saying you don't want the signing company or the title, but you want that lender to be happy. Because guess who's going to call them and say, "Hey, how was the signing? Did everything go right?" They're going to either say the notary was a pain or the notary was was pleasure. It's going to be one of the two P's: a pain or was a pleasure. It was a pain or it was a pleasure. You want them to say it was a pleasure having you come in their home to their business and get this done. That's what you want. And that's what I provide to each and every single client. I've learned to do that over the years and gotten better and better at it. So as y'all saw today with the video that I did, I'm just sitting there chopping it up. But how you doing today, man? Good to see you. Dot dot dot. And had a great conversation with him. Oh man, I'm happy for you. Congratulations on your house. All of that. The other day went talked to the lady. Did this one lady's closing. And sat there and played with a dog, and just because that's my way of showing people that I'm a regular guy. And I sat there and her dog was all, and I said, can I go? She's like, yeah. And I go over there, let the dog smell me and everything, pet the dog, sat down on the couch, dog lay, and people are amazed, like the dog is normally, oh, I said, the dog knows a good person. I just tell them that. They say, yeah, dogs know good. I get in there, and when and these people who got mean, I'm talking about pit bulls, And the pit bulls overall aren't they're not really mean. But they're like, okay, the cats come up to me. They're like, you must got a good vibe about you because my cat normally don't comes around people. I guess all the cats and dogs like Griff. So it's about servitude, y'all. It's about how do you serve the people. And when you're trying to read a dossier of, I don't have no paper example, no papers, but when you're trying to read a dossier of notary loan closing scripts, it can frustrate your signers. It really can. It can frustrate them while you're sitting there fumbling, trying to go through 25, 30 pages of scripts to tell them about each and every document when they're like, I'm good. I just need to sign. Okay, I need to go over this with you. Why do you need to go over it with them? Now, again, you're going to do what you want to do. And if you feel that makes you, if you think that makes you feel special, or maybe it does, that makes you feel confident and just gives you a nice warm, it's like a little blanket that you're able to just sit there and say, yeah, I explained the documents. You go right head on. Just make sure you do your job as a notary with is what you got hired to do. Make sure that is straight. If you got that together, that's what matters. And let me just copy this here and show y'all statement that was given to me. And right here, this is what they told me. This is what you want. Everything is executed perfect. Thank you so much. Will you be able to get them in the FedEx today where I received on Monday morning? And I told them, yes, I had already dropped the documents off. This is what you want them to say. This is right here. This is what you want them to say. That everything was executed perfect. So as much as people might think I'm this bad or that bad or whatever, I get the job done. Do I make mistakes? Yeah, from time to time I make mistakes. You know, things happen, you know, but I find a way to get it corrected. And then I say, okay, it won't make that mistake again. And I move forward with it. And this is what I want y'all to do. Pets are the gatekeepers. That kind of garden takes cues. Yeah, if you're a good person, if you're not, yeah. So when I go in there, I let the dog, I tell people, I said, because see, here's the thing. You're coming in, you're a stranger coming in, especially me as a man, and yeah, as a black man going into a person's home, they see stuff on TV. I don't know what they're thinking about me. And I walk into their home and I'm in their house with a woman, just me and her. I want her to feel comfortable. I want her to know that, hey, you ain't got nothing to worry about here. My eyes are neck up, and you ain't got nothing here. Neck up and ear to ear. That's where I'm at. And ear to ear. That's where I'm at. So when I come in there, I'm like, you can leave your dogs out. Because some people feel they would like their dogs out as a way to measure folk. I'm like, no, leave your dogs out. I'm cool with that. Dogs come over. I ask them, sometimes I even ask them, say, you have a treat that I can give you, dog? Oh, yeah, here you go there, doggy. And I'm cool. Now, not all dogs are warm up to me. Some dogs, especially Chihuahuas. But this is my process. Now, I'm not saying you got to do the same. If you're definitely afraid of dogs, then you might need to roll out the business or just do everything electronically on Ron if you can. So any other questions, concerns about the business, anything about how to handle something? I don't see any text messages, so I would assume that okay, all of that's good to go. So I don't see any. Okay, all right. That was just them letting me know he was gonna respond to the text. All right, cool. But yeah, so as a recap, I talked about earlier you know, the closing that I did. And I'll be honest, I'm actually surprised I didn't get any, I mean, really no comments at all. So I guess I did well. I guess I did great, for the Fridays. Yeah, yeah, in the evenings. Um, yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I feel you on that, Sunset. But I was actually surprised that nobody really commented about the closing. Maybe nobody looked at the whole 50-minute video. Because it's a long, I mean, that was long. I was expecting it to only take 20 and stuff. But the whole key thing is I want y'all to understand. If you understand how to notarize the documents, you understand how to do your part in accordance with your state law, you will 100% be okay. It's okay for you not to understand the documents. It's okay for you not to even say anything about the documents because not every escrow officer or title officer or lender wants you to be saying things about the documents. There are companies out there that tell you straight up, don't say anything. If there's any questions, talk to us. They just want you to witness the signatures. If you see an order that says witness closing, all that means is that you're just witnessing them sign. They are not expecting you to say anything about the documents or try to explain or articulate or guide or show their. So anybody who's saying, hey, here's this escrow officer and this is what they say they want, take it for what it is. That's what they want, unless they can provide you with factual evidence that every escrow officer throughout the United States wants that. Every escrow officer in your state, in your city, in your county wants things the way that that person wants them. You can only take it for what it is, just right there with that person. Because there are some companies that in Florida, they're like I said, some lenders want the mortgage notarized, witness, even though it's not required. And then there's others who don't. So I can't take, so knowing that it's not Florida law to even do witnesses on mortgages and somebody tells me to do it, I can't apply that to every single closing after that because guess what? Not every single body wants witnesses on mortgages. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. So when you see or you're around and people talking about come to this here event, come hang out with me so I can teach you how to explain the documents. Okay, if you want to go, go, but just understand what they're saying is not for every situation. And they're telling you this based off of their own experience. Again, today there was a document in there about fraud, Texas fraud document. I don't like I had never seen one. And I've done maybe 30, 20, 30. I guess maybe at the low end 20 closings for in tech, that was for a property in Texas. Never seen anything about fraud. And there was other documents in there that they had, and I was like, okay, I ain't never seen this. So I had to let the gentleman read it for himself. Who, see, the question becomes new notaries, unsealed coming. Yeah, we gotta be, yeah, we're gonna be recording. Yeah. Yeah, Griff will be there. Matthew, all of us will be there. We're going to do another notaries on seal and everything. But here's the question. Here's the question. And no one has been able to answer this for me. And I've been asking this for the last 2.5 years, or 3 years actually now. November be 3. What training is currently out there that covers all of this stuff that we've been talking about for every state? Because what's the point of taking training here? And I'm not saying you can't take training, but just understand that training is not going to prepare you for Texas. It's not going to prepare you for California documents or for Virginia documents, which are very easy, or Florida. You see what I'm saying? So what training prepares you infinitum for all of these different scenarios? And to be honest, is none. But then the question becomes, how many trainings do I need to take before I am actually ready for all situations? what trainings, plural, cover other aspects that one doesn't. So there's a training that tells me about California, but what about Florida? Okay, there's one that tells me about Florida, but what about Montana? Oh, well, Montana, what about Washington, D.C.? Because Washington, D.C. documents are really, really different. You see what I'm saying? So you have to ask yourself what training is out there, and then how many of them do I need to take before I'm considered valid that I can do these closings so that the signing company or even a title company will pick me and give me an opportunity. That's the key. And I don't know what the answer. Well, to me, the answer is zero. Or is it a collective? Are there trainings out there to teach you something? Yes, but a lot of them, as I've been told, are centered on marketing. So if it's centered on marketing, then that means the foundation of what you really want to know, it's not really teaching you how to deal with all these different documents and stuff if they're teaching you how to market. So you market, get the business, and then you look at the document and you're like, I don't know what the heck to do with this here because your mind isn't on that problem solving track. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know what else to say, y'all. I really don't know what else to say. I just really want y'all to do well. I really, really do. And again, members, channel members, we got training this weekend on Sunday at 6:30 Eastern. I'm going to be doing notary assist. I meant to say that earlier. I forgot. I know many of you really want to do this business and you really want to make money in this business, and you're nervous and you're scared and you're worried that you're not because you don't spent all kind of money, and it's like when I'm going to get my money back, when I'm going to start making any kind of money, and you got all of this going on in your head, and the only thing I can do is what I do here. I wish I could just give you orders, but I can't. I don't have, and I'll be honest, I'm not ready to start a signing company at all. I'm not there. Maybe a little bit, or maybe if I am there, I'm just telling myself I'm not. But I just need y'all to be ready to take an order at any time it comes in. As y'all saw here tonight yourself live, that at any point in time, orders can just pop. And you just got to be ready to go. And to be confident in doing that, you have to be confident in your job as a notary. And if you understand that, then there's no reason why you can't take any order. If you understand how to notarize, if you understand that when you don't have the proper notarial statement on your document, you add a certificate and stuff. Let me see here. Is there a way to record signatures, all the books? I've seen allow others to see the integrity journal. And then I know Belinda. Oh man. Belinda down in North Carolina has a good journal. It is over here in my corner somewhere, and I can't remember where I put it to grab it. But the integrity journal, let me pull that up for y'all real quick. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. And any other questions you got, throw them in the chat. Ooh, all right, which one is this? Okay. All right, so right. So I normally get the hardback. Yeah, NC Notary Coach. I don't know if hers is on Amazon or not, Q. If hers on Amazon, let me know because I'll pull it up and grab the link for everybody. Um, okay, she got journals for every state. Cool. Excellent. So let me drop this one in here. And yeah, let me see if I can go to her site. Let me see. And then NC that's her site. This is her here. She is a wonderful instructor, Belinda Bennett, and she got all kinds of training. She's somebody that I trust. Me and Q both trust her. And got the calendar. Yeah. So she's also hit her up on Facebook. And she's also on Instagram. Where is she? Oh, here it is. Here's her Instagram. All right. So, okay. All right. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick for you. Yeah, let me pull this up for y'all real quick. All right. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's the wrong email. I'm in the wrong email. My bad. My bad. My bad. All right. So, what other questions do y'all have, party people? Concerns, issues, thoughts about anything? All right. All right. So, let me share this with y'all. Hopefully, y'all should be able to hear the audio. And feel free to turn it up. So, oh, man. Oh, so you said, I don't know why the audio wasn't playing. Okay, my bad, y'all. Y'all know I be jacking this stuff up. No audio playing. Oh, man. My bad, y'all. I don't know why it's not playing. I can hear it. Y'all can't hear it. All right. Oh, my bad. I got it. I got it. Okay. Let me start again, y'all. Let me start again. Okay. My bad. Okay.
Carolina. I am here today to actually share with you the recent law that has passed for us that we must always record every journal entry of a notarial act that we perform. That means every time that you notarize a document, you need to write it down. You need to cover the date and time, the principal signer, their identification that was used for satisfactory evidence, as well as their signature. This is very helpful when it comes to any disputes that may come about within 10 years, where they may say that they don't remember, they did not notarize something, or there may be other questions that you, the notary, can now be able to verify if you keep detailed notes in your notary journal. This is very important for you to use that section where it says notes, so that way you can actually put down anything that took place during that notarial service when you are actually performing a notarization for a principal signer. This Notary Public Journal covers everything for a notary novice, as well as those that has been notarizing things for a very long time. We want to make sure that you're in compliance with the laws that govern us as notaries for North Carolina. Please get your copy today so you can always be on your way of always doing exactly what the statutes are now telling us we are required to do. I look forward to assisting you guys further along your notary journey.
All right. So y'all should have heard it then. Okay. Yeah, I remember I had the wrong thing. So right. So let me see if I can find her stuff. I got to find her stuff. So all right. All right. So there was a question there. Yeah, so young lady asked, yeah. Yeah, you most definitely need a scanner. You, yeah. Yeah, you most definitely need a scanner. If you don't have a scanner, you're gonna be up the creek without a paddle. Most definitely need a scanner. Period. Yeah, you most definitely need a scanner. I'm just looking for some other stuff over here. I'm not ignoring anybody, but you most definitely need a scanner, because if you don't have a scanner and these companies are requesting scan backs just to make sure you did everything right, you're not going to be looking too good. Now for its pricing, it depends on the services that you're offering. I mean, if it's, you got to start off with your state law prices. So whatever the state says you can charge, that's what you can charge. If you're working with a company, like company to company, then your pricing product can be changed, but you got to find out from your state. It's hard for me to say, hey, this is the way you should price stuff, because I don't know what you're trying to price, and then I don't know what your market can bear. So honestly, it will be real hard for me to say, hey, this is how you go about doing it. The normal way of doing it is just basically, if you can find out what other people are charging, if you're trying to find what other people are charging, if you can find that out, then you can sort of base it on there. So like with loan closings, I tell people all the time, if you go, so like say in your area, if you just go to Notary Resume, um, and I'll just do my zip code because I don't know nobody else's. But in my area, so you got all these people, what you can easily do is click and then on Notary Resume and then look at their full profile and see what they're offering. See what fees they have. Now, the thing is with Notary Resume, I think she's new. I've never seen her before. Oh, and she's in my area. Okay. Ah, some competition for me. Okay, Jasmine Monroe. All right, no Republic. Okay. Ah, so she's limited. So 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. So that's no competition for what I'm doing. But she's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. So she's sort of limited in what she can do. Gotcha. But you can sit here and look and see what her fees are. And then you go back and look at other notary fees. And then you select somebody else, look at their profile, and then you can see what they charge and base it off of that and come up with an idea that way. Um, for non-mortgage related services, it's really based off, to me, your state law starts there, and then whatever you think the market can bear. If you find a price point that works for you, then roll with it. It's hard for me to sit here and say, hey, charge this, because I just pretty much, like, travel fee. I just charge $20 travel fee. I don't do a whole lot of general notary work. So I may just charge on the basic $20 travel fee, but then people give me a tip anyway. So, I mean, that's, for me, that's a hard one because I don't know your demographics of where you're at. So it's hard for me to say, you know, what's the best way to do that. Sometimes for me, I just sort of slap something together. Um, and to be, you say priceless for your clients and or your rates. Yeah, it all depends. It's hard for me to say that off the top of my head. I ain't the best at that, to be honest. And then you say you can see some, yeah, getting concerned about the about seeing people's stuff. Yeah, I can see concern discretion in traditional law, but meaning, yeah. Um, the recommendation that I give for mobile printers and scanners, or just printers and scanners, is one that first fits your price range, and two that does what you need it to do. You need a dual tray. Q, if you hit Q up, he's real good at helping people find stuff at a discount. Um, but something that's in your price range, dual tray, and that can print as fast as possible. Scanner, price range, print fast as possible. That's really what it boils down to. You don't need a color printer. You don't need a color scanner. You just need to be able to print and scan at the highest speed possible. I can't say what's the best because I haven't used all of them. I only use Brother. But whatever fits your budget, that's really where it starts at. And then you go from there. Plus, depends on how much you're doing this in this business. If you're just starting off slow, just get you a scanner that can just do something for you that's more than 0 pages a minute, and then work your way up. And that's all I did. It says confused about the travel rates because the IRS has a set. Yeah, the IRS. Well, let's look it up. Oh, here's the IRS mileage rate. 65.5. That is the mileage rate for 2023. So that's the standard mileage rate. Um, right here too. For business, for charities, medical moving. Don't know what all that means. Medical moving, charity. So 65.5. So 66 cents a mile. That is the standard mileage. So on average, So most of the time, so what is it? 6 total time 1,500. $990 worth of tax deductions just on mileage because you cannot. You cannot, from my understanding, I could be wrong, but you can't have somebody pay you for the miles you just drove and then claim a mileage reimbursement on those same miles. It's one or the other. You shouldn't be trying to claim both. And is that what you're hearing? That people are talking about how they're claiming both? That yeah, they paid me $30 in mileage, and then I'm going to put down that I actually um I'm a deduct that. One more question. It says set your travel fee the first distance you're willing to travel for notation. Yeah. Yeah, that is correct. So you set your mileage fee based on that. Either people pay you or they don't. This is your business. If you feel you want to reduce it, if you say your travel fee is $75 and they say they can't pay it, if for some reason they convince you that okay, well, you can just pay me 55, I'll be there. That's between you and them. There's nothing wrong with that. If you say nope, it's 75 or whatever the case may be, then that's what it is, and be cool with that. One more question said, when you're calculating mileage, do you calculate the mileage after? Well, where are you going? The question is, where are you going? So after if I drive from here to Norfolk, that's mileage. I have a signing after that, that's mileage, business miles. Then signing after that, business mile. I come home, business miles. Go to the FedEx to drop the documents off, that's business miles. Go hang out with my wife, that's not business miles. Go to the grocery store, that's not business miles. Get a order while I'm at the grocery store and I got to go home anyway to drop those groceries off, that's not business miles. But once I get home and then I go to that order, business miles, come home, business miles, go pick my son up from work, that's not business miles. That's not. That's not. On my way home from him, picking him up, that's not business miles. 10 o'clock signing, business miles. Come home from that 10 o'clock signing, business miles. That's how I calculate it. Round trip, if you go from here to them and then back, business miles. But yeah, so you have to be careful. So if you said cool. Oh, okay. I was confused how some people provide their fee for mileage and they accept payment before that. Yeah, now accepting payment before you do the work, that's a you thing. That's how you want to do things. Um, that's on you. That's a you thing. Some notaries, they just come out with a flat fee. If they decide they just want to do a flat fee for travel, $75. And it also depends on your state. So some states, I think Georgia, if I remember, their fee is whatever, the mileage rate. So if you're driving 10 miles to them and then 10 miles back, that's all you can charge plus that. And then you tell them to pay you up front. And that's will be between you and them. If they choose or they're okay with paying you up front, then cool. If not, then you probably won't be doing nobody's work because you want the money up front before you actually go. And again, that could be you making it about you. Well, I don't want them to, I don't want them to do it and run out. How much? I mean, you go to the restaurant and you eat before you pay. Because just imagine if you had to pay at the restaurant before you ate. You sit down and you tell them what you want, and they calculate it up and say, okay, pay us. We're not bringing you the food until you pay us. Honor system. As long as you don't act like those little teenage kids that just ran out from the guy's restaurant, I would have made them kids. I wouldn't have gave them no discount. I wouldn't have gave them no discount. So cannot be, I'm sitting here looking, see if there's any other orders come through. Nope. No other orders come through. So let me share this with y'all. If you're trying to do this as a business, then you just got to do it as a business. And right now for me, man, it's about just getting the work. It's really, really about getting the work. And the reason why, and I'm gonna show y'all real quick. This video right here. No more loans. This guy here, Orlando Minor. Drop his. Oh, y'all need to go check out his YouTube channel. This right here video. I got to finish looking at it. He's been saying that the banks are going to stop loaning money. And if they loan money, it's only going to be to those who don't need the money. That's the crazy part. They're loaning money. They want to loan money to people who don't really need the money, meaning they got enough money and they have enough money to pay the loan back. Whereas other people don't have any money to pay the loan back. They're very risky. This is a very good video. This here talk about Airbnb people, about investors not buying the homes. Y'all really need to look at his videos. The most recent ones, and then like down in Florida, talking about what happened for the uninsured people buying houses and not insuring them, talking about, Zillow and about the 1% mortgage and what that really means. You need to go check his channel out. For me right now, I see no other option but to take every daggone thing that pops across my path. Because every single daggone dollar counts. Every dollar counts. I have not seen a dollar yet that comes through for this business that don't count toward my bottom line. If your bottom line is $6,000, every dollar you make puts you closer to that. Every dollar you don't make takes you further away. Every dollar you spend on people to just get another piece of training does not help you toward your $6,000. Because the question is this: after you take all of this training, how much money are you making after that? Because if you 2 weeks after you take the training, if you made no money, was that really a good investment? Now, was it your fault why you didn't make money because you just didn't do anything? Or was the information just not good? And only you can decide that. But nonetheless, whether you take training or not, you need to be making money. And if you're not making money, then there's a problem. And that's what I'm doing. So as much as I wanted to chill tomorrow, lay back and really do nothing, just I got to go make that money. So that 170 that I'm making is helping me toward my bottom line. That's what's important. So that's really where it's at. If your mindset isn't there, then I don't know what you plan. I don't know why you even in business. And I'm not trying to be funny, but you got to change your mindset. And if your mindset is all about you want them to take care of you like they did in your W-2, and the problem is that there are notaries out there who don't do closings anymore. or do very little, and they keep trying to compare the money we make in this business to a W-2. They keep trying to make it seem like what we're making per hour. It's not about what we make per hour. It's about from the first through the last day of the month. What did you bring in? And how much expenses did you have? And how much tax deductions you had? And how much revenue you had? This is not about your hourly anything. Okay. Have a refinance in the morning. There's an alter statement, and there are no signature lines at the bottom. In the acknowledgement section, after the alter, there are pages for the authorized wire fund. You can send a note back because I just had that happen to me on a CD. The CD didn't have signature lines, so I called them, or they called me, but I sent them a note. They hit me up and said, and I asked them, I said, can I just add and use Adobe and put in a signature line? And they said, yeah. So it's signing on a author, it's signing on author where they should sign. Authorization to wire funds. No, authorization to wire funds is something different. Yeah, authorization to wire funds, that is something totally different. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. So in this demo one here, this here is an alt. This here is the signature page on the alter statement. You should see something like this. If you don't see something like that, so you have the alter statement here, and then you, because hopefully you see these, like these little lines here. So after this here last part, you don't see this, then you need to find out from them, can you? So what I ended up doing, and we'll just take this as an example, depending, so in my Adobe Pro, I hit edit, and then I put add text, and then I just boom, and then underneath, you know, then I did that, and then over here, I typed in date. And I asked them, could I do that? They said, yep, not a problem. Or if you wanted, you could have just, did an X, a hand, and then drew a line. You could have did that also, just like you do it on the survey, on the actual survey. So, but I will reach out to them, and it starts with his name and no signature, and they could have made a mistake. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll click on this here thing called organized pages, and I will look through, because I have had a situation where they said the promissory note didn't have the signature page. And the reason why is because the signature page was like 15 pages past where it was supposed to be at. So it wasn't in the same location. But I would assume you've already looked through the document and you don't see no other random signature page anywhere in there. And if that's the case, then they could have accidentally did something, or unless your printing wasn't right and your printing cut it off. So let's talk about the printing real quick. So in the printing, you got to make sure that you have choose page source by PDF page size, and that you have fit selected so that it'll fit in there. But if you don't see anywhere here, when you're looking at the documents like this, if you don't see anywhere there's a signature line, you don't see that at all in there, then yeah, it's missing, and you can ask them to send you, or if there's space at the bottom, you just add it in there. It's that simple. That's what I would do, just to make sure. Also, hopefully you're printing from Adobe. If you're printing from your web browser, that's a problem. And let me see if I can show y'all an example of that. real quick like. Hold on. So I'm downloading this guy's file. All right. So let me show y'all something here. So I got to do it this way. So I'm getting ready to download this guy's files. Okay. So I'm downloading his files. I don't even know what to do. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay. So downloading his files. And for right now, I'm gonna just stick it here. All right. So I can't show y'all this. I gotta come back. So right now, I want to do this. I want to do this. All right, I'll do it this way. All right, so hold on. I gotta. Sorry about this, y'all. Gotta move that out the way. So I got this little thing up here about the download. So here's the document that I just downloaded. Okay. So I downloaded. Here's the problem. If you click here to open it up from the download, or if it shows down here at the bottom of the screen, if you open the file up from down there, more than likely it's going to only open up as letter and it's going to cut documents off. I have a video out there that I talk about that. So you don't want to open it up from here. What you want to do is open up the file wherever you saved it at from here in Adobe. You want to open it up this way. You don't want to open it up the other way. Okay. I gotta hop over here real quick. Let me see how I can do this here. All right, I'll make it real small. I'm just so when you open it up in the browser, if it's looking like this is the browser version. This is not in Adobe. Is it a PDF? Yes, but this isn't the browser. I mean, this isn't Adobe. This is the browser. And what typically happens when you opening up legal size pages like this, where you click the link that popped up down here at the bottom of the web browser or over here in this thing, and you didn't open it up in Adobe, what will tend to happen, is it will cut off because it only pulls the paper up as legal. I mean, letter. You see what I'm saying? So it says yes from Adobe. Excellent. Okay, excellent. So other than that, you're fine. And this is the biggest mistake that notaries make, and I spend a lot of time helping them, is that documents download, and then y'all click, it shows up the recent downloads, and then y'all click from here to open it, and it opens it up in your web browser rather than opening it up in Adobe. You need to open it up in Adobe. And we get lazy. I used to do it, click that, and then it gets cut off. And I will find that video, but in the printer playlist, it's a video that breaks all of that down, show you examples of the documents being cut off, everything. So you really need to go look at that video, everything. So let me go back to this next question. Have you ever had a document where there was no wording and it didn't have a jurat or an acknowledgement stamp? Do you write your wording? Well, if the document doesn't have, if you're talking about doesn't have any, what's going on, Joe Haskins? Good to see you, man. if you're talking about a document that just doesn't have any jurat, so the question is, does it need to be notarized? So a document doesn't have any wording and it didn't have a jurat or an acknowledgement stamp. Well, it's not you and don't have a, it's not going to have, okay, when you're saying a jurat or acknowledgement stamp, or you talking about that big stamp, the first thing is, does that particular document need the signatures notarized? Just because it's a blank, just because it doesn't have it on it doesn't mean it needs it notarized. So um so case in point, this here, this document here got a line, two signatures for signatures, but there's nothing beneath it. So are you saying that you see something like this, because there has to be an indicator on here that it needs, that the signatures need to be notarized. Now, if they're coming to you asking you, hey, can you notarize this signature, this here, and there's nothing on there, then that's where you add in your own notarial acknowledgement certificate. Now, if you have one of those jurat stamps, and I know people, they get all hot and, ooh, I got a jurat. I'm just telling y'all straight up, I am not carrying no daggone jurat stamps. I'm not carrying that stuff. And the reason why, because a lot of times they're big, they can be sort of bulky. And then if you don't have space on the page to stamp, you know, um, let's just say here, it's like if you don't have enough space to put that stamp, then what? So that's where, like what I have is notarial acknowledgments. This is what I have. So I have that one, got that from the NNA, this one, and then you use this, and the one they come, you don't need to print the instructions out every time. But I use this here. So I use this. I don't have the stamp. I don't have the jurat stamp or an acknowledgement stamp. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have space to put it on there, then where are you going to stamp it at? You see, you say, yes, they are coming to me, asking me to notarize bankruptcy, but no place for a signature, or you need this here. This is what you need. You need a notarial certificate. You can get one from the NNA. If you have a hotline membership, you can print them out as much as you want, or you can, if you don't, you order a stack from them. They have them in packets of like 25, and then from there, you just go and run you some more copies off and everything. That's what you can do. All right, hold on. Oh, hold on, man. All right. Oops. Hold on, Q. Shoot, where I'm at, where I'm at, where I'm at. All right, man. There you go. There you go. But yeah, yeah, that's what you can do with that. And it says the altar page was one legal size with the but it was cut off. Okay, so then they might have sent you something quirky, and then you just have to ask them about a signature page, and push come to shove, they can sign that. But then at the same time, if they don't like that, they could always DocuSign. And I've heard them tell clients, oh, well, we'll have you DocuSign that alter page. We'll have you DocuSign the CD because it doesn't need to be notarized. So you can, they'll do that and everything. Yeah. 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 So the jurat, hold on one second. Yeah. So you're talking about this stamp here. Yeah. So you're talking about having a stamp. I think this is a little small area because that's a little small area. But I get it, it's easy. And then a lot of times, like I don't have a purse. I ain't got no big purse. Be putting up, 4 and 5 stamps in and stuff. So I'd rather just use the paper, do it that way. Um, yeah, honestly I had never thought about even doing that. Oops. Yeah, I had never thought about using a jurat stamp or an acknowledgement stamp. Um, yeah, the NNA sells them, so if you want, you can buy from the NNA. Um, and then with the NNA docs, there's definitely more space. Yeah, for the names and stuff, and all of that. And you said about the stamp. Yeah, they make look question everything. Question me, question them. They make you. Here's the thing with this business, people make you think that the way they say it should be done is the way it should be done. And I hope I'm not doing that. I really do. I try to bring receipts as to why I say what I say and back it up. I try to come from a common sense approach with all of this. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to do, to come from a common sense approach. Just really think of it. Somebody tells you again, yeah, this escrow officer said this is what they want when you do a closing for them. And now you're thinking that every escrow officer wants that. No, they don't. Then, the signing company says, yeah, you can be a witness too. I can. Let me see what my state law says. My state law doesn't say, oh, no, you can. No, Florida says you can. Who is Florida? The state of Florida says you can. I don't think the state of Florida is saying that a such and such state notary can be a witness on their documents. I think the state statutes for Florida is written for Florida, for Florida notaries. You see what I'm saying? So people will say stuff and make you think that this is the way it is. They do it because it's convenient for them and it helps you get the job done for them. But it may not necessarily be the right thing. And that's where I get myself in trouble with signing companies and title companies, is because I'm trying to do things correctly. And they're like, nah, we want you to do it the way we say do it because everybody else has. Just because everybody else has been doing it that way does not mean that's the way it's supposed to be done. And I always tell them this here: I will do it if you can show me how I legally can do it. You're telling me to do something. My understanding is that I'm not legally allowed to do that. If you want me to do it, I see you in the green room, Q. If you want me to do it, then you need to show me that I can legally do it. Because when I research it, I see my state law says I can't, but you keep telling me I can. So now it's incumbent upon you to prove to me that I can and provide me documentation. And that's where people think that I'm being a jerk and being difficult, because so many other notaries will just do what they said to do. The other notary said to do it. You know, they did it. What's wrong with you? Why can't you do it? Well, I found that's not what I'm supposed to do. Well, they never said anything about that. Well, did they research it? Did anybody research it? Well, no. So if you didn't research it, then you can't say that I'm wrong. If you researched it and found out that I'm wrong, then you can say that I'm wrong. But if you never researched and never looked into it, then how can you legitimately say that when I tell you that I'm not allowed to do something, or when I tell you that I am allowed to do something, you say no, we ain't going for that. So that's the thing, that's the thing. Let me know when you're ready to hop on, man. I see your logo. But yeah, so I prefer, I just need y'all to question people. I just need y'all to research and make sure that people aren't pulling the wool over your eyes. And again, okay. All right, man. There you go.
Hello, hello, hello.
What up?
What's going on, everybody? 2/3 of the Notaries Unsealed team. It's been a minute, bro.
I know, man. Shoot.
And
Yeah.
the thing, just about an hour ago, there was only like 4 people in here.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all sliding on up in here. I think YouTube was doing something with the notifications. So yeah, YouTube been acting funny lately. And
They
it seemed
have been
like
acting
after
funny.
I had that little copyright strike, they got mad at me.
Yeah, you're on the radar now.
I know, boy. I was panicking because when I went to submit my dispute, the last statement in there said, I acknowledge that if I submit a fraudulent dispute claim, that my YouTube channel could be terminated.
And they're
And I was
bullies.
sitting there like,
They're just bullies.
I was like, man, y'all gonna delete my stuff on? I said, man, people gonna be killing me if I don't get on Fritter Friday. I submitted it. Then when I went, I said, let me see if I can take that background music out. And I found out that I could, so took it out. And they on my second video, the same video but uploaded without the background music, no problem. Yeah, they said no problem at all. So,
Oh,
woo.
Joseph Haskins is funny. He said I got my Midnight Love Song DJ voice on.
Yeah, I see that. Mhm.
Well, you want to know something? I actually don't know how I sound right now because I'm in a whole new setup, and I had to reset some things and replug in some things, so I'm not quite sure how I'm sounding right now. So I hope I sound good for the people.
No, you cool, man. Nah, you sounded good. You sounded good.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yeah, YouTube trips, man.
Yeah, so
Especially on music, and it really depends on whose music it is and who that music belongs to. Certain companies are very strict; they'll come after you real quick.
I know, because there's been time where I had just the slightest little snippet of something, and most of the time it's because it's in the background. And then one of the videos I put up, and I got to go back and do some more training videos, but I was using. They said, that was a copyright. It was just a warning, and I was like, "How? I just bought the rights to this here through the software that I use."
Yeah.
And then I, told them, gave them the information, and then like 10 minutes later, they were like, "Okay, you clear," and stuff. So I get a lot of warnings from time to time. I'm like, "Okay, what the heck did I do now?" and stuff. So
Hey, it happens. Hey, did you see that Caprentice is in the building?
yeah, I saw that, man. I was talking to him, I think last week. I called him and chopped it up with him for a little bit. Yeah,
Caprentice, what
out
up,
there.
bro?
Yeah, Caprentice is doing his thing. Yeah, Caprentice is doing his thing. Hold on, let me see. Hold up. Let me.
Well, Caprentice, he's 3 hours behind us. So
I know.
Caprentice, you should just jump on. Come on. What else are you doing right now? It's Friday night, and you're listening to Griff. You can't be doing too much.
I know. Hold on. Let me send them the link. Hold on. I'll send you the link, man. So if you can hop on, Cap.
All right. So while Griff is doing this, I gotta let y'all know something right now. So Griff was completely excited yesterday. I'm probably over exaggerating, but maybe not enough about Kung Fu Panda, the new season of Kung Fu Panda coming out on Netflix.
Man, I was stoked. I was like, Kung Fu Panda is here. I was like, oh snap, man! I fell asleep looking at it yesterday, so now
Did
I
you?
got to go back and catch up from where I fell asleep at. Man, I fell asleep downstairs on the couch looking at Kung Fu Panda. It was
Hold
1 o'clock
on.
in the morning.
Sunset says is the second video that I watched within one day that was talking about strikes and the music issues.
There you go, Cap. I just sent you the link.
Apprentice, jump in, bro. Come on, sneak on in.
It's the second video I watched within one day. Yeah. It was that first one that I put up earlier, the video of me doing the loan closing, the 50-minute one, and it was, and I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even realize that there was I didn't realize my microphone was picking the music up, because to me, when I was in the hotel, I could hardly hear the music. I mean, it was real faint, but when I went and listened to the video, I was like, wow, it really did pick it up,
But Griff,
so.
I wonder if you got flagged for that because you put in the title, I do not own the
No, I put it in afterwards. I put it in afterwards.
Okay. You sure?
Yep, I had put it in afterwards.
All right. Just gotta make sure you're not putting a target on your own back.
Hold on. Yeah, I see, man. Hold on, Cap.
Oh, I'm excited. We haven't heard from Caprentice on our live in like over a year.
I know.
It's been a minute. One of these days, you got to get Joseph Haskins and on a live. I think he'd be willing to do it. Joseph is a new notary that's been doing it for a couple of months. He and I have been working together since last year. The things that this man has been doing to market his business, and he's getting results every time I talk to him. He's putting in work. I think he's almost ready for the mobile setup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's ready.
Yeah, I think he's to that point now. He's been building this business up, and it's just been beautiful watching. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have been, a part of it, but man, he's been putting in the work. He's been available, and really a true testament to everything that you've been talking about, Griff. So I think that Joseph, I'm challenging you. You could text me. We can set something up. We can set something up with Griff. I think people need to hear about your journey so far, man. I think you've gotten to a point that you should be sharing with folks.
Oh, yeah. All right, you should be straight now, Cap. Yep, you should be straight now.
Oh, man, it feels good to be back in front of the microphone.
No, man, I know. All right, so he said he down with it. Yeah, but Joseph, my man. He's smooth. I love talking to him and everything. Matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, me and him was talking and stuff. So when I was out there, yeah, so. When I first started, I didn't even think about Google business page. I'm serious. I didn't even think about the Google. There, my man.
There he is. I'm
Hey,
not
how you
wake
doing?
everybody up.
Doing good, Chief.
What
yeah,
up,
but I did have a website. I did create a website. Oh, he out there working out. Oh, snap.
Yeah, he at the gym getting it in.
You guys gotta do that, right? We gotta stay young, don't we?
Of course.
Yeah, I got my gym downstairs, man. I got my total gym. The little Chuck Norris. I love that total gym.
You know what's funny is that I bought one of those back in when the pandemic first started and we couldn't go nowhere. I actually bought one too, and it's just sitting in the closet right now. So I'm like, yeah, waste of money for me.
I'll tell you,
I got mine from at an auction. And it was somebody was getting rid of it at some kind of house auction, because I do those like antique, So I went there and I was like, "You got that for sale?" They're like, "Yeah." I forgot. It might have been $50, something like that. And then I got to show you a video of it, but I got a whole rack a squat rack with the squat rack
Griff,
and
what are you squatting?
350 and over
Griff, what are you
300
squatting,
pounds of
sir?
free weight. I got squat rack.
Please tell me you squat. You might pop a bone in your back or something like that, bro. What are you squatting?
I ain't squatting nothing. But I bought it for the fellas, and so I got the squat rack, I got the regular full size 45-pound bar, dumbbells, and over 300 pounds of cast iron weights for $300.
Not
Oh,
bad.
that's a steal.
Not bad
Yeah,
at all.
it was some dude. He was going to China, and they sent him to China, and he had to get rid of everything in his house. So I went in there.
Military
And
friends are good for
when I
that.
saw that, I went in there and I just slapped the money down. Bam, I bought it real quick, and then I had to take the whole squat rack down because he had it in this little tiny room in his house. But and then it came with a bench too. So I mean, you're talking about really over $1,000 worth of weight equipment for $300.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's amazing. Hey, Sunset Virtual Solutions, we're gonna answer that question that you asked. I'm actually gonna answer that for you. But we got Caprentice on the line, so y'all just hold on. We're gonna get to that.
Q, I'm no one special. You already know that.
You are special. You are special, man. What's going on out in California, bro?
Man, life, my friend, life. I mean, I had a signing earlier today. It was a quick signing. I think it was like 20 minutes or something like that. It was a seller's package, so things are still popping off over here. As a matter of fact, I was gonna like ask you guys, have you guys dealt with non-paying signing companies before?
I personally haven't, and I'm pretty sure if I did, I'd have an attitude about it, and you would have heard about it on the podcast. But Griff possibly has. I know he deals with late payments, like real late payments. Like he forgot he didn't get paid.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm dealing with that right now. I'm the same way. Like I get so caught up in doing the signings versus like thinking about the money coming in, because obviously you guys know this is like I do this like on the side. But I was starting to get more organized after I watched Griff and Mrs. Griff. Like she like kind of put me in my place just like he did a couple of years ago when I started the notary business. And then she just talked about the organization. I was like, I'm not doing that right now. And the whole idea is working on a business every day. She was like talking about that. It spoke to me. I'm like, let me get back like on this. And so I did. And so I came across one of these signings. I haven't been paid for a year. Literally, it was last year's signing. So I reached out to the guy company. And then I go on Google, and of course, he has all these phenomenal reviews about not paying. And I'm like, okay, obviously I'm not getting paid for this. So I was going to call an L and move on.
Yeah, they're out there.
Unfortunately, there's crooks everywhere. Wait, can I say that on YouTube?
Yeah.
As long as you're not talking about YouTube, of course.
How's everything out there, Q? How's Florida? How's business so far being back?
So we've been in Florida now a little over 3 weeks. Just kind of stabilizing, getting used to the new normal, getting used to the kids' schedule and whatnot. As far as the notary business goes, that is on my list. It's a high priority for me to go ahead and get my commission. I've just been so busy with other things and getting settled here that I haven't really been focusing on and getting my notary business back up and running. However, that is happening. Captivated Notary Marketing Solutions has been getting business, so that's been keeping things afloat. And I also have a new venture. I haven't really I shared it a little bit on Facebook, but Black Hat Design Company, for everything outside of the notary world. That's my new vehicle. That's another vehicle, I would say, as I dive into this graphic designing world. With being in Tampa is full of just small businesses that are all just looking for a leg up that could really use some assistance. So I see a great opportunity for myself there to build Black Hat Design Company for everything outside of the notary world. And I'm kind of just focused on that right now. But my commission is coming. It is coming, I promise.
That's phenomenal to hear.
there's a lot of money to be made here in Florida, so I'm after it.
Well, they got the retirement community, right? So
Oh my gosh, there's so many old people. Like I love it. Like I love it and hate it at the same time. Because like as I'm driving around during the day, you know, after 9 o'clock and you got the morning rush hour right before like the lunch commuters, you got all these old people on the road. So they slow me up getting everywhere. But at the same time, I'm like, man, this person right here, he's probably trying to protect something. I probably need to figure out how to contact them. How can I
so
put
true.
some? How can I put a bug in the air to start thinking about estate planning, like my man Joseph does out there in Indiana? You know,
That's where it's at. That's where it's at. You go where the business is, and that's the
Yeah.
business there. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. Just being available. I mean, being ready. I mean, I've had some companies just call me out of a couple call me out of the blue about working with them directly. And and they say, hey, okay, what's your fees? I say, and I tell them this, and I just be straight with them. I say, well, my fee, let's just say I say, well, my fee is 150 for dot dot dot. And I asked them, I said, does that fit in your budget? Now, some people will say, how dare you, Griff? They do all that stuff. I'm like, nah, because it might not fit in their budget. But I think, just my thought, I think when I say that, it lets them know that I'm conscious of the fact that they do have a budget and that they don't have an unlimited purse string. So if I say, okay, well, does that fit within your budget? They either going to be truthful and say yes or no. It's that simple. And if they come back and they say, well, really, 125. So now I got to make a decision. Is the $25 that I'm not going to get that much important to me over the whole 125? I take the 125, no problem. Because especially if the company called me,
Yeah.
that you thought something, okay, well, you called me and you giving me an opportunity to work with you. And I don't really know at this point how much work you have, but I do know you got some kind of work and you're willing to pay me 125 now. And everybody says that we should be getting paid this dollar amount. So, okay, cool. Let me just roll with it and see what happens, because guess what? I can always walk away, but I'd rather walk away from after making a couple of 125 spots than I walked away over 25. You think about it, I'm gonna walk away because I'm not getting $25,
Right.
but I don't even take advantage of the fact that I can get 125. That's the part that doesn't make sense.
well, Griff, one thing that you do, and you always talk about it, and obviously like Q understands it, math and does as well. It's like it's the total picture, the big picture. So it's not just like looking at the dollar value. Oh, right now, I mean, you're looking at from the dollar value you're getting, you're looking at the taxes that you like get to like write off. You're looking at the relationships you're building. All this stuff is it's all about the whole business. And I think that people get short sighted. They only look at, well, what's the dollar say right here? And I'm like, my question is, I'm like, are these people not doing taxes? Like, because that's obviously something's going to come up. You got to think about this. You
Right.
get mileage that you got to write off. You got expenses. You're buying paper. You're like buying you're buying equipment. All this stuff comes into play where you can write stuff off. So if you're sitting there crying about you're not getting paid enough, like on the front end, then that leads me to believe that you're not doing taxes. You're not treating it as a business. You're just treating it as like, hey, let me quick get rich quick scheme. That's what it
Extra
is.
money.
Yeah, that's how it is. I agree with you 100%, Q. So I think that if more people will like how you guys treat the business, I think they will understand that like they can be profitable and they can be good at it, but they have to treat it as a business, not just like, hey, like let me just do this real quick, give me some money for some cigarettes or something like that. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the Friday night.
That was a valuable 2 cents right there.
Oh yeah, no, that is yeah. My accountant always says it's about how much money you get to keep, and everybody's worrying about how much they're making. Well, how much do you get to keep after taxes? Because, and I did a video on that. You can make a whole bunch of money. So I mean, if you do a $60 order that has, like in my case, say 6 or say 10 notarizations, well, at $5, that's my $60. And that means what? I don't pay taxes on that whole 60. versus I get a $200 signing that only got 3 notarizations. Well, that's $15 that come off. I still got $185 that I'm going to get taxed on.
Mhm.
So you could actually work more, make the same money, but work more and then have less tax burden if it's done right. So you can make $80,000, say out of just doing, say, let's just say 200 signings, you made $80,000. But for each signing that you did, you really only had maybe 3 or 4 notarizations versus making the same $80,000 and you're doing 500 signings and you're averaging 10 notarizations or even 8 per document, and the fee is less, but you made the same dollar amount. Your tax burden is going to be a whole lot different. And then working in the title office, you have no real travel expenses, you have no paper expenses, no pens, none of that. You don't have any of those expenses. So guess what? You end up having more tax liability. And that's what a lot of people don't look at. So that's why I get real upset with these notaries out here who keep running around talking about, look at what you're making per hour. Okay, well, if you're going to do that, then let's start talking about taxes. Well, but the thing is, with business, it's about revenue coming in minus deductions, then you pay your taxes. If you try to tell people the way you're making money as a notary is just like your W-2, then that means revenue comes in, then you get taxed, and then you live off the rest.
Mhm.
And they're not saying that aspect of it, but they got everybody thinking that, oh, well, if you after all of this work you did, it only comes out to $7 an hour, then why y'all keep asking people to come into business? They keep asking people to come into a business that's going to make them 85% less than what they're making right now per hour. But you're bragging about, I can make $400 in 15 minutes. I can make $300 in 30 minutes. Okay, well, then where's that money at? Well, after you do this and you do that, all you're going to have is, $3.12 an hour that you actually made. Then why are you hounding me to come in? That's the thing. This is where it looks like a multi-level marketing scheme, because that's what they do in MLMs. They tell you to come in, they bug you, you get in, come to this event, come to that event, come to this training, come to that training, buy this, buy that. And then as the Pocket Watcher and other people pointed out, most multi-level marketing people only make $7,000 a year.
Yep. And that was
So
a
you
really
get all
great
of this
series too.
Say again?
I said that was a really great series that they exposed to when it came to Primerica and some of the other multi-level marketing scams that are out there.
Yeah. And people are pushing the notary business. And for some of them, it's not even intentional. They're not necessarily trying to make it be like multi-level marketing, but it's coming across that because it's more about you come into the business and then you get more people and then they get more people. And then all of y'all push this product that none of y'all created, but somebody else did. And then it's like, well, you can create your own training course. So here, take mine and just white label it to be yours.
Yeah, I'll be your mentor. I'll be your mentor, and I'll teach you how to mentor somebody else. That way you can have a whole bunch of little people that come to you as mentors, and then you can teach them how to be mentors. It's all multi-level marketing. That's all it is.
That whole thing. That's why I did the notary pyramid scheme, video, because that's really what it is. Because then when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, how many of those people are still doing notary work?
Right.
So you come in, look, I've been hearing that for some of these people out here who got training courses, at the most, they only have 30% of the people who actually pass them. 30% of the people who spend money on these courses are actually either completing them or passing them. Only 30%.
You know what I get mad about when it comes to those courses? Somebody might hate me for this, and it's all good. I don't really care. It's like you see these people on social media taking these courses, and then like they get the little printed out certificate, and it's like that matters. I don't mean to make it sound so simple, but it's like they get presented these little certificates, and it's like that's supposed to matter in the world of commerce. Nobody cares about that.
Well, I think what happens with that Q is that a lot of these people, I think they never had that positive reinforcement when they grew up. And
Yeah.
so it's like any little thing that gets done, they're like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Like, this is so great. Look at me, look at me. Social media has like brought this, it's really brought the worst out of people. Like, because you see this happen often, you see it happen often. Like, oh, look at my certificate. I'm like, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care about a certificate. I don't really care what you're doing, to be honest. You don't need to show me. How about you just be happy yourself? Like, I'm not going out there like bragging about what money.
Oh,
You got to be humble, and I think that
I bet
I'm
she's
not
on the
saying
iPhone.
wrong.
Okay, I'm wrong. But
See, I'm on Android. I'm on a Pixel. It's because I'm in the gym. The
oh,
gym
don't
Wi-Fi
say
is
that.
not great.
I have a Pixel too. You can't put our phones out there like that.
Oh
But
man.
but yeah, like I think that's funny to me too. So about that whole let me show off this, let me show the certificate. That doesn't mean
No,
Yeah, and see the thing,
nothing.
yeah. And one of the big things is it's more so a certificate of completion is not a certification because
correct.
most certifications are an annual thing. Every year you get recertified. Nobody's getting recertified in any of these courses. You take it one time and that's it. You're not getting any kind of continuing education units or any of that. You're just taking that thing you spent whatever amount of money and you got a certificate of completion, but the thing is, the persons are still not prepared to do loan closings or any notary work on a high level. And the ones who do take those courses, they actually probably already know how to be a notary, have some experience, or the comprehension level is where it needs to be. So they figured it out. And then they can take advantage of the knowledge that they gain from these marketing courses and put the two together. The problem we have right now is that there are a lot of people who are trying to figure the notary part out, but they're doing it under the umbrella of the marketing that they just learned. So everything they learned was primarily marketing, but in their heart and in the recesses of their mind, see how I get all fancy with the words, they then turn around and they're
You
like, I
created them,
don't
Griff.
really know the marketing. I mean the notary part. When I'm looking at the documents and I'm supposed, what do I do here? I don't know what to do. And that's the part because marketing doesn't help you with the notarizations. It
No,
helps you, it helps put you in a position for it, but it doesn't help you to actually do it.
no, you're right. But at the end of the day, even the certificate of completion, it may make you feel good, but literally at the end of the day, does the state recognize the certificate of completion? Does it have anything to do with you maintaining your commission? Does some title company care that you took some random training from somebody that's not recognized by the state? What
Mhm.
validation does it actually provide other than you were able to stick with a course for 2 to 3 weeks?
Right.
It does nothing for you except make you feel good, and that's really what I feel. And you guys that listen to the podcast, you already know how I feel about this. You people are paying for confidence. You're not paying to actually be trained. You're paying for confidence. Confidence should be free.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. You're trying to be confident, but then even when you're saying you're confident, what are you trying to be confident in? And most people will say this: I'm trying to be confident in how to share the documents, how to explain the documents. I need to be confident in what the documents are and what they're about. And I'm like, what does your state law says? And one person I talked to on the phone, they went and looked in their state law, their handbook, and they state law flat out said, you're not to explain the documents. You're not. I mean, just told everything that they was taught. It it ripped it apart. It said, you can't do any of that. So now you're in a conundrum. Another fancy word. Now you're in a conundrum that says, what do I do? Do I listen to the person who I just gave $400 to, or do I listen to the state that I got this handbook for free? Which one? And we tend to go with where we spent the money at. Well, I spent more money with them than with them, so I'm gonna listen to what they say because that's my return on investment. Is it? If you do it the way your state says, you're cool. If you don't, there's a chance you could get your commission revoked. And that's what I learned recently, that in Virginia, you get your commission revoked, you getting it revoked for 20 years. I'm 56. I don't have time to be waiting until I'm 76 to get back in this game.
You probably still gonna be out there trying to push around in your wheelchair, talking
Now, I'll
about.
be out there, but I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose my stuff.
No, about meet me outside. I'll be right there.
That's right. Meet me in the park while in between my chess matches. In between my chess matches, I'll notarize your documents.
That's funny.
That's the thing. So, and that's why I keep saying, man, I honestly believe the average person that's in this business already has it in them to do it. They're clouded right now. Their mind is clouded with trying to follow what these other people say. And the other people
trying to fit in, trying to be in the in crowd.
Being a cool kids club is nice, and everybody else is caping for them. But I've talked to so many notaries, and they say, you know what? My gut was saying, nah, that ain't what I need to do. I need to follow. And the people who listen to their gut, they doing fine. The other people, they're like, oh man, yeah. Because sometimes we just want to believe that the person looks right, they smell right, they talk right. Why would they lie? They're successful, they're making money. Yes, but a lot of them are making money off of what they're selling to us. And I'm okay with that. I just want y'all to be aware of what's going on and don't go into this blind like people are just having classes just to be having them. No, they're having classes so that they can earn money from you trying to get some kind of knowledge. But you could actually gain the knowledge if you did your own research. But since you won't do your own research, therefore they're saying, well, you can come over here with me, pay me, and I'll tell you. And I'm like, okay, and see, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm like, if you really see the problems in the notary business, then let's just fix it. But everything is, well, I can fix it for a fee.
Well, Griff,
so can
I give away some free information?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Slightly,
no,
I
you
did.
Good, man.
Slightly, I did. Because I know he was going to talk for another 15. Sunset Virtual Solutions. I want to get back to what she said, because I feel like we should give out some free information here to the people. All right. So Sunset asked if she should put her business on Yelp, and does it help SEO? Right. So let's give away some free information, and this is what you get with part of the consultation. When it comes to SEO, I'm going to assume that you mean searches that happen within Google. So I have a video on this, and Griff, I was actually thinking about it while you were talking. When you said I did a video on that, I might make you a T-shirt. That says I did a video on that.
Yeah. All right, man. Yep. Do that.
Yeah, I think I might have to get that for you, because it applies. But I did do a video on that. If you go to the Captivated Notary Marketing, it's called the Captivated Notary YouTube channel. Go check it out. But we'll talk about it now. So there's this thing called prominence, and when people are talking about SEO optimization, what they're really trying to do is to optimize where their business may end up when people search Google for notary near me. First of all, if somebody is traveling and there's a notary that's in a shorter distance than where you are, let's say they're 3 miles away and you happen to be 5.6 miles away, they're automatically going to come up first. It doesn't matter what you do. That's just the plain and simple truth. None of that stuff is going to change that fact. That's the first thing that Google looks at. So the closest the closest person that offers the service that's closest to what they're looking for, that's what will come up first for them. Now, one of the other things that Google search engine looks for is prominence. This is the main thing. This is the key. This is why people tell you to have a Facebook page, and not just a personal page, but a Facebook business page. They're called Facebook pages. Something you can set up for free. It takes about 15 minutes. Get your business on there. Make sure all the information is correct and it mimics exactly what you find on your Google business profile. The same thing for Yelp, the same thing for LinkedIn. Now, on LinkedIn, you don't have to put your hours or any of that information on there, but it's good to have your business there. These are websites that the Google's web crawlers see as high value for their customer base, which is the searchers, the people that are searching for us. So, having your business listed in multiple directories is extremely important to boost your search engine optimization. All of the other stuff with keywords and things like that, as long as you have Notary in your business name, hopefully a lot of you do, most of you do, or in your website URL, you're going to automatically come up. It may take some time for the web crawlers to find you, but the more places that your business is found in those websites that Google finds as high value for their customers, the better chances that you're going to start ranking up higher on the second, third. And if you're in a small market, you'll be in the first page pretty quickly. So you want to have it in Yelp, you want to have LinkedIn, you want to have Facebook. You can also go the extra step and get Foursquare or City Search. You can go on the Yellow Pages online. There's a number of just different directories that you can get your business in. The Chamber of Commerce, somebody mentioned. Um, what you're doing when you do those things and you list your business in these places is you're creating backlinks, which builds prominence of your website and your business being in areas that are searchable. One of the things that you can look at is like everybody has a UPS store that's close to them, and UPS is generally ranked pretty high. Find the directories that UPS is in and go in those same directories, right? You want to be everywhere that all of the other larger businesses in your areas are listed at. That's what's really going to give you that prominence in your area. It's all free. It just takes time. That's the biggest thing. And unfortunately, these gurus that are out here, they're not teaching you that. Okay. It just takes time. It's free. Get your business in those directories. Is it 100% necessary? No, it's not. You could be like Griff and you can be the loan signing guru. I'm not going to say guru because I use that in a derogatory form. So you could be Griff, a true professional in loan signings and not deal with any of that because you're grinding, you're hitting the pavement every single day, offering excellent service to these signing services and to these customers of the escrow companies. And you're able to bring in your monthly goals that way. Some people don't want to do that grind, and that's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with you or your business if you choose not to do that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with choosing not to do that. Okay. But if you want to make and hit those monthly goals, you're going to have to figure out another way. So when it comes down to doing these things, you got to do that work because when you're doing loan signing, somebody else is doing the work for you. They're truly doing the work for you. They're bringing the work to you. All you have to do is say, "Yep, I'll do that," or "Nope, they're out of their mind with that price. Let's see if maybe I can get a couple dollars more." Or no, it's just not going to work. I don't have the time, and they don't have the right fee for me. Right. So the work is being done for you. When you go out there and you start doing these things and you realize that there's a reason that you're doing them, you're going to have to put that effort in. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So if that's what you're looking to do to help your business grow, just put in the time, put in the work, or you can pay somebody to do it for you. It's captivated, baby.
Yeah, that's the thing that I had to decide. What level of effort was I willing to put into this business? And when you get to that point, that's when you know where you really are at. Once you decide how much effort I'm willing to put into this business, am I a little sold out? Maybe 50%, 100%, or whatever. And you, your whole mind is thinking, okay, how to grow the business? Where's the next opportunity? So forth and so on, just being there ready for them. And that's what it's all about. I see that, Cabritas. So that's the whole thing. And I just had to make a decision that I'm all in. And when you go all in, you just like with if you go all in college, it's I hear other people saying things, but I got my focus. And I'm gonna take responsibility to make this thing work. I hear what all you saying. Everybody's, I mean, a lot of people out there talking about how they can help you to be the best. But the question is, and I wish people would be honest, out of all of this training that people are taking, out of all this time people are spending, are you really moving forward in your business? Because there's only two reasons why you're failing in your business. Either it's because you aren't doing what you're supposed to do after you've taken this training, or the training was not adequate and you know it wasn't, so therefore it doesn't inspire you to move. It doesn't push you to go out here and do it. So which one is it? Because it should be this third option, which is it inspired me and I'm motivated to go do it. So you got four options. Either did it inspire you? Yes. Okay. Are you going to go do it? Yes. Or it didn't inspire me. And if it did inspire me, I'm not going to go do it. So basically, there's a 50% chance that when you take some kind of information, even when you come here to look at these videos with me and all of that, there's a 50% chance that you ain't going to do nothing with it.
Yep.
So which side of the 50 you going to be on? I'm trying to be on I am on the side of the 50% side that's going to actually do it. It's like, and then it just turns into 100%. Now, are there things that I have not done yet? Yes, there are things that I have not done yet, but I gotta have time. Just like what Q was saying, with a lot of my schedule, I'm so busy with the loan closings, it's hard for me to do some of the other stuff. Now, I do have my first apostille. I got the document right over there. Yeah, man, I'm helping somebody out in another state. I still
Get him, Griff.
Yeah.
I can't believe it took this lady 9 phone calls before she found me, and she wasn't even looking for me. She was just trying to find a notary to help her out, and it took 9 phone calls before she got to me because everybody else told her no. And I was the 9th phone call, and I was like, "All right, let's go, let's go." And I mean, I know what to do, and I'm gonna get it done. So I'm pumped now. I'm like, all right, bet. But had I not picked up the phone, which so many people are, no, if you're in a closing, don't pick up the phone. I was in a closing, I picked up the phone, and I'm glad I did.
Hey, Griff, I got a good question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think the average price is to start a notary business?
I would have to say probably maybe 1,000 at the most, 1,500, depending on where you live at, but probably about 1,000. You say 1,500 if you want to make sure you got enough paper, stuff like that, some toner available, a few little backup items, but probably,
Oh, wait a second. Look who decided to crawl in here in his little snuggie. What's the matter, Matthew? What's the matter, Matthew? You ain't get your warm milk yet?
I see. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, everybody, hit the like button, man. Give Griff some love. Make sure you get those likes up. It definitely helps with the algorithm, and he deserves it. Man's been on for almost 3 hours now, just dropping gems for y'all. Hit the like button, please.
Hold on, say this to Matthew.
Matthew, you know how relaxed he sounds on the podcast? It's midnight. This man probably would sound even more relaxed. He don't sound like he's smoking something.
Dude, don't give him the secrets.
I know. I know. Yeah, I had a toothpick. I took the toothpick out of my mouth. Yeah, you did. Because I said I didn't want nobody to think I was up there.
That'd be the smallest J ever.
I know. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's just about people just okay, let me just go do what I gotta do. And I'll
That's
be
it.
honest, I mean, I hear the folk out here talking, I hear the people what they're saying, and I'm like, all right, but that don't make sense to me. And I'm like, yeah. Well, see, here's the thing: when you sit back and listen to a lot of these folk, even some of these other people on YouTube channels, their YouTube channels is all about, here, I got this course. I got a course. Buy it. And I get it. I get it. But at some point in time, if you're a notary, you got to do notary work. Everything can't be, let me sell you something. Everything cannot be, let's meet again. Let's have another get together. At some point in time, you got to do the work. And if you're not doing the work, just like at your W-2, you get fired. And in this year, you're going to fire yourself because you're not up to speed and not in a workflow. And then when you really have to work, you can't handle it because you're burnt out, you're lazy, and you're tired. And it's like I can't do 12 signings in a week. That's too much. It just wears me out. And that's what I hear from people. And I'm like, I understand, but you got to build up that stamina. And what are you going to do to build it up?
Yep, you have to be in working shape.
Yeah.
You
I like
can't.
Joe. He said he changed his phone, his on ringer.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing. If you really serious, change when you get those notifications in, figure out how to change the tone, the notification sound on orders. You know, for the text messages that you're getting that are orders. So that way, when you hear it, you know, okay, that's a thing. That's why I hopped on that so quick because as soon as I heard that, like, oh, I know that's some money coming in. Okay, let me go check it out. And so that's what you need to do. And you do that, that's gonna really set you up.
You know what, Griff? I just figured out that I need to download Dion's "Must Be the Money" song and put that as a ringtone.
Are you
You
gonna
gotta
start
go.
dancing too, Q?
Hey, I bust some move, bro. I can cut a rug and I can dance a little salsa and bachata too. I can do it all. I wouldn't think that of Q, but yeah, I get it. I get it in. What about you, man? You a dancer? We already know Griff dance. Griff be popping and locking.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh no, oh please, bro. No.
Dude,
And do the prep.
Griff. Hey, Griff was
Prep.
watching Breaking. He was watching Breaking 2 and like practicing the moves when we were just young.
Nah, you want to know? I want to see Griff at a notary event and Atomic Dog come on.
Man, don't let me break out some hammer pants.
Hey, can't touch this.
I'm
That was so
serious.
funny. Where's Matthew at? He's gonna be sorry, fellas. You know, it's awesome. Is he in the green room?
Hold on.
Is he coming in?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
What you doing, Griff? Beach Street. Is that Break Street? That's supposed to be Beach Street. A Turbo tribute. Ozone and Turbo. I can
There
see
we
Griff.
go.
I can see Griff doing that today. Griff probably can't walk on the ceiling.
There we go. Uh, uh, uh.
Just a
There
second.
we go.
Matthew's getting his herbs.
Mm, there
Griff,
we
were you
go.
an extra there? Turbo
Griff,
no zone.
Griff was a choreographer. What are you talking about?
uh, uh, uh.
Oh, hi,
There we
LB
go.
Alexander.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. That's what I'm
Getting
talking
it.
about.
Getting it.
Yep. That. Mm-hmm.
That's how Griff walk into a notary event. Be sitting there popping a lager like Turbo. What's going on, LB Alexander? How are you? I never seen her before.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. She's been around. She's doing good in the business.
Oh yeah, shout outs to
Yeah.
you. Congratulations.
Yeah, she's doing good. Look, there are a lot of people who are doing good in this business. They are coming along really, really, really nicely. Um, they're seeing how the business, they're starting to see how they fit into the business. That's the thing. They're starting to see how they actually fit into the business and what they need to do to make it work for them where they're at. And that's why I say I'm just trying to be a voice, a different voice than what everybody else is saying, because the majority of the people are saying the same thing about how to do the business, and there's no variation. It's like there's this one path: market,
Yeah,
market, market, market. But when you start talking to title companies and lenders and stuff, they tell you straight up,
none of that matters.
now we're concerned about, can you do the job? And like one lady told me, she was like, we don't want anybody walking up in here asking us about being a preferred notary. He's like, you do that, we don't want to have nothing to do with you.
Just
She's
work.
like, she said, come up here talking about you do, you've done 20 signings. And she's like, okay, well, that's nice. But were there any errors with them? That's what they're concerned about. So, I said, okay, I got you. You know, um, so that's really where it's at. And if you can communicate that to them, they will take you all day, every day. You just got to be willing to go out there and do the work and
Just
stuff.
work.
So
That's it. It's just work. It's not a glorious task or job. It's not more than just being a notary public. It's not. You've got your commission. Just work. Be the servant, like Griff said earlier in this live stream. Be the public servant that they commissioned you to be. That's it. It's that simple.
that is it. I mean, because look, a lot of people don't respect what notaries do.
I
So
wonder
when you go
why.
in there trying to do more than what they expect out of you, that can ruffle some feathers. That can make them like, what's going on with you? So when you go in there talking about, oh, I can do the same job as an escrow officer and I can do this and do that, and it's like, well, can you do what we want to hire you for?
Yeah, like that. Like, oh, that's great, but can you stamp the documents correctly? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's all about them getting what? More money for themselves. I will do this extra for me. Like the lady said, it's not about you. Don't put yourself first, but everything is about, I'm willing to forego following my notary laws in order to do what? Make more money. So I will sneak and do this, I will sneak and do that. So when you think about some of the stuff that we're being asked to do or told to do or taught to do, centers around what? Doing stuff that's not in line with our state laws. And if that's what you're doing, then that's a problem. And I see a lot of people doing that. So I'm like, oh, here we go. Yeah. I just, you know, when I look at even with what we just saw here, these folk, they dedicated themselves to their craft. And the question is, do you look at the notary business as a craft that you want to dedicate yourself to, or is this just a means to an end temporarily? And either one is fine, but you just got to decide which one, because some of this stuff out here, the other folk, you're a means to an end for them to make money so they don't have to keep stamping. And that's what I
Mhm.
learned real quick, is that there are people out here who do not want to do any loan closings, but they want to sell to the people who do. And that's what they're doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to make up your mind and decide whether or not that's for you. You know, what role are you playing in this business? And for me, I'm at the point right now where I just want to get out here and do the work and be with, you know, the people. I like doing the YouTube. I'm not really looking at trying to start a notary empire, this, that, and the other, or its training and stuff. That's not my thing. You know, that's not where I'm looking at right now, because there's a lot of that going on right now. And honestly, I don't know if I will be able to. I mean, I probably could compete, but you know, we got, you know, y'all know how I am, you know, we got them thieves, and then I have to start acting like juice on them. So I have to turn into juice on them and bishop and everything, you know, because you know, you sitting up here stealing my stuff. But
Joseph said
that's
he
the
Joseph said he has to learn the craft so he could talk like he got some bass in his voice.
yeah. But see, here's the thing: you can't steal my closings from me. See, the one thing, that's the thing, you really can't steal my closings for me, because unless you're in the same city and state, and unless you're going to be on the same high quality level of doing this as me, you can't steal my closings from me. If you're not going to have your phone on at 9 something at night to get an order like I did, you can't steal my closings from me. Come on, somebody, y'all know that'll preach. You can't steal my closings from me if you're not willing to commit to it and do what I'm doing. So that's why I love what I do, because I can control this, and you can't take this from me. This is mine. But when you start putting some intellectual property out there and all of that, people find a way to take what you got and sneak and steal it. But you can't go and you in Texas, you can't steal my closings. Can't. They mine. They all mine. So what you gonna do? Nothing. You just sit there hoping somebody comes to your training while I'm out there stamping and making other connections. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Dun, dun. It's that simple. You put your left
All
foot
right,
in,
man.
put your left foot out. It's the freaking hokey pokey. It's not the notary business like the hokey pokey. It's not hard.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. I mean, once you understand what you need to do, and just go out here and make money. And lastly, I will say this here. This is what I figured out. You got to get into a business that the government can't shut down, or other people can do something to cause it. And see, they need notaries.
Right.
They need notaries. Everybody's always every 4 or 5 months. Well, will they still need? Yeah, they're going to still need us. We play a vital part.
They've played
Thousands of years they've had notaries.
a vital role since 2750 BC or 2752 BC. Yes,
Yeah.
notaries will always be needed. There since that documented time, they've always been needed. Not going
But
nowhere.
it's all that other stuff that's out here in the notary world. Will that be needed? And again, you got a lot of people trying to be trainers, a lot of people trying to have their own signing companies. There's nothing wrong with that. But at some point in time, somebody still gotta take this stamp and put it on a piece of paper. That still has to happen. And that's the part that's missing. So while everybody is running this way to being a trainer and owning a signing company, guess what? those signing company owners, when it's all said and done and everybody's gone, Griff be the last man standing, no matter how much you don't like me. Because as long as I do what I'm supposed to do correctly, you might not like my mindset or my attitude or the fact that I might question what you asking me to do, but I'm gonna get the job done correctly, and those documents will get executed, you know,
Well, I'll
and
tell you
stuff.
this:
So
they like you enough to hang out for 3 hours.
yeah, yeah. So all right, man. I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna print these documents for tomorrow, get me some rest, and everything. So
I got a
appreciate y'all
video.
hopping on.
I got a
Thanks.
video from that T-shirt's coming out. I did a video on that already.
Yep.
I think that's what it's gonna be. I did a video on that already.
Yeah.
You good gentlemen have a good evening over there on the East Coast.
All
It's
right,
still
my
early
man.
over here.
All right,
Yeah.
Copernicus. Hey, Copernicus, it was nice to see you, bro, man.
You as
Yeah.
well. Talking to you guys as always.
All right, my man. You
Definitely.
have a good one. Tell the little lady we said hey.
All right, we'll do. We'll talk soon.
All right.
All right.
All right. Hey, don't forget to check out the Captivated Notary YouTube channel, the Captivated Notary on Instagram, www.captivatednotaryms.com for Captivated Notary Marketing Solutions. Also, don't forget to check out the Notaries Unsealed podcast. For any of you guys that have not been listening, please make sure to check out. We got over 43, 44, 45, 46, some type of episode. We got like 50 hours of content out there talking about the notary game. Me, Griff, Matherin, and a bunch of special guests that we've been blessed to have on our show. Definitely make sure that you check us out. We are available on all major podcasting outlets, including Spotify and Apple Music. So you be sure to find us on there. Make sure you keep tuning in to Griff. Hit that like button. Get that ingrained in your head. Hit the like button. Hey, Griff goes live. Hit the freaking like button. Okay. We see that you're watching. He's got the insights. We see the numbers. Just hit the like button. It's free.
Oh yeah.
And then you want somebody to leave you a review, right? You got your notary business. You want to, how can I get more reviews? You won't even hit the freaking like button for Grit. Hit the like button.
Yeah. And go and look at the video that I did for the loan closing. Because that's actually what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. And are you okay with doing that 70 times a month?
Yeah, who
what you
did
told
that?
me do today is what I do 70 times a month.
Who did that for you, by the way? Griff did. For free.
For free.
For free. They talk about $1 million worth of gain.
And if you got any questions, just hit me up about what you saw, anything, and I'll answer them. All right. And y'all got that for free infinitum. It's gonna be up there for y'all forever and ever and ever and ever.
Absolutely. And don't forget that no obligation consultation with me through Captivated Notary Marketing Solutions. Hit me up. We'll talk about your business. Tell me some things that you've done. Tell me some things that you'd like to do. I'll tell you some things you can do for free just to have a good conversation, because we all understand how hard it is to talk about our businesses with people that aren't on the same path with us. So that is there for you.
Yep. All right. Well, y'all have a good one, party people.
Big